2023 Indoor Football League season has been one filled with high drama, and it all culminates today in Henderson, Nevada with the 2023 Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship game. Today, the 12-5 Bay Area Panthers get set to take on the 11-6 Sioux Falls Storm in the championship game. Hi, everybody. Floyd Simmons, along with my broadcast partner, the Super Bowl champion, Sean King, set to bring you today's action from Henderson. And what a game we've got for you. A little bit of the new, a little bit of the old. A storied franchise in Sioux Falls getting set to take on one of the newer teams in the league, the Bay Area Panthers, in a championship game.
Absolutely. Curtis Riggs, head coach for Sioux Falls, already an IFL Hall of Fame member, 11 Indoor Football League titles, actually won 7 in a row. A lot of people think today he gets his 12th. But this is why you play the games. Last year, the Bay Area Panthers only won 1 contest. But fast forward to 2023, what a turnaround by this organization as they are in today's championship game.
Football at all levels has turned into a game of quarterback play, and these two quarterbacks that come in today, well, one of them is a longtime veteran. The other guy, he's got a couple of years of seasoning under his belt, and they're going to go at it in this one. For the Sioux Falls Storm, a quarterback that wants to get his 4th championship ring and go out on a high note. His final season, that's Lorenzo Brown Jr. Let's take a look at what Lorenzo has done for the Sioux Falls Storm team here in his final year at the helm.
Floyd, is there anything more Sioux Falls than Lorenzo Brown Jr.? A graduate of the University of Sioux Falls, holds 8 all-time records for this organization. He's been a tremendous player running and throwing the ball. As you mentioned, he stated this is his last season. He's won 3. Can he make it 4 today at the Dollar Loan Center?
And let's take a look at the guy on the other side. Let's take a look at a young quarterback who actually played for Sioux Falls last year, Dalton Sneed.
Dynamic Floyd, top 10 in rushing and passing yards this year. He's the epitome of a dual threat at the quarterback position. Listen, Bay Area has a different approach than most teams in this league. They're going to run the ball. They're going to make you defend the run. They're going to play clock management, field position, and then try and get explosive plays. Dalton Sneed is the guy that drives this ship.
There is no more exciting brand of football than the Indoor Football League, and we're thrilled to bring you today's Dollar Loan Center National Championship game. Stand by, everybody. We'll get you rolling in just a moment. It's the Natty, and it's in Henderson, Nevada, and this is the CBS Sports Network. Back into it, everybody. Welcome back to the Dollar Loan Center and the National Championship game for the Indoor Football League 2023. Two teams out there that both finished as the 2 seed in their respective conferences. Out of the Eastern Conference, the Sioux Falls Storm that made a run at the end of the year when their head coach made his announcement this would be his last season coaching in the league, and he is a legendary coach, Curtis Riggs. It seemed to lift this team, and they've gone on a 4-game winning streak to get here to the championship. On the other side, another 2 seed, the Bay Area Panthers, and they've done the same thing. They've won 4 games in a row. They got hot when it mattered. They end up with a playoff run that gets them right here to the championship game, everybody. Floyd Simmons, my broadcast partner, Sean King, and Sean, 2 teams determined to walk away with glory today.
Yeah, absolutely. I spoke with Coach Riggs before the game, and I was like, every team comes into a season with expectations, but internally there's a reality. And he was like, I wasn't sure. We were very young, only 2 veterans of the IFL league on this team, one of them, quarterback Lorenzo Brown Jr., I might add. But he said they got better as the year went on and were playing their best football when it mattered the most. Bay Area has fought through adversity. They're going to use a 2-pronged approach today. Defensive coordinator Rob Keefe and OC Dixie Wooten plan to attack this Sioux Falls defense with the run game and see if they can take an outdoor element, bring it indoor, and win a championship behind it.
Pretty good football player shaking hands right there as we get set for the coin toss of this national championship matchup. We'll follow along with that as we remind you of a couple of other dramatic undertones to this big. These 2 teams, again, one of them has been around for a long time, the Sioux Falls Storm and their coach Curtis Riggs. They know how to win. They've proven it time and time again. The other team on the other side, Bay Area, their second year in the league. Last year, they won their first game in their inaugural season in the IFL. They win their first game. They're undefeated at 1-0, and then they lose 15 games in a row to finish at the bottom of the barrel last year. And you fast forward 1 year later, now in the national championship.
Yeah, Floyd, it's a perfect example of if you do things the right way, you can sustain success or you can turn around failure into success. Both organizations, great culture, full buy-in from all of the players, no selfishness. They really take a, that's my brother, I'm going to have his back approach, and that's why they're both in this game today.
Let's go down on the field, everybody. The third member of our broadcast team is Sandy Charles. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd, thanks. Yes, today it's a bittersweet, an end of an era for Sioux Falls Storm as 20-year head coach Curtis Riggs is retiring. It's his final game, but not just his, also his veteran quarterback, Lorenzo Brown Jr. And that's fitting because Lorenzo played college under Coach Riggs at the University of Sioux Falls. So now they're going out together. And I spoke with the head coach and I asked him, why now? And he said, well, it's time. I've been doing this for a while. And his message to his team for the very last time is soak this up, live in it. But when you hit that field, you better play hard. And I also spoke to go out and do it right. So, Floyd, the dynamic duo, one more time, the grand finale.
And we're going to get to see them second on offense because it will be Bay Area with the ball first today. And that young quarterback, Dalton Sneed, who has been described as a next level kind of leader. We're going to get a chance to look at that young quarterback here with the Panthers as they get the ball first. Here's a line drive kick, and we're underway. Ball fielded at the 2-yard line. That one is brought back, and a nice return developing out across the 20-yard line before finally the tackle is made. Bringing it back for Bay Area was Cottrell Hayward. It'll be first down near midfield for the Bay Area Panthers offense.
One thing I noticed about this Bay Area skill position talent, they have a lot of jumbo athletes, and by that I mean athletes that are athletic, great in space, but also guys that have some substance to them, that are thick guys, hard to tackle in one-on-one situations. You just saw Mr. Haywood there. Their running back, Justin Rankin, has been outstanding. Second in the IFL with 44 rushing touchdowns, 872 yards. Him and Dalton Sneed are going to run the indoor version of the zone read and see if they can find a way to let that take them to a title.
Underway in the championship. Fake it on first down and dump it out of the backfield. That is Justin Rankin, that great running back. He's got the catch, and he doesn't want to go down. They'll drive him into the wall on the far side of the field near the 20-yard line. That'll be an 8-yard gain and a nice pickup on first down into Sioux Falls territory.
By the way, I don't know if you noticed, beast mode, Marshawn Lynch was actually orchestrating the coin toss. Might be the first time, and I'm talking this is the advanced version of Marshawn Lynch, that he's in an arena and not the actual best running back in said stadium. I think Justin Rankin is that good.
Justin, outstanding. We are going to take a look in a moment at the starting lineups in this one. Here is Dalton Sneed, and he hands it to Rankin. Slips that tackle across the 20-yard line, fighting for first down yardage, but he's going to come up about a yard shy to bring up third down and a yard to go. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for this offense for the Bay Area Panthers, brought to you by Dollar Loan Center. And we thank you for joining us, everybody, for this broadcast on the CBS Sports Network. No scores were just underway. For those of you new to the Indoor Football League, a 50-yard field, it's 28 yards wide. And we'll tell you about how the clock works and some of the other idiosyncrasies of this great game that make it go by so fast, lend so much drama to it. And we'll get a first down run up the middle by Dalton Sneed. He struggles, stays on his feet, and he's in the end zone. That is a Panthers touchdown.
Touchdown.
We mentioned it in the open, top 10 in the IFL in not only passing yards, but rushing yards as well. Dalton Sneed, the epitome of a dual threat. I told you, Bay Area gets it done differently. Normally in the indoor game, it's all throw the ball all over the field, score a bunch of points. They're going to run the ball. They're going to make you defend the run. Great opening drive by the Panthers.
So the Panthers open up the scoring, and now a chance to add the point after. That's Craig Peterson on to kick the point after and make it 7-0 as we get it underway. Thank you for joining us for the IFL's National Championship at the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada. So the opening salvo is fired by the Bay Area Panthers. Their young quarterback Dalton Snead on the touchdown run. He breaks the tackle to get into the end zone, and he really demonstrated what has become in my opinion, the prototypical quarterback for this league. Talk more about that here in a moment. So we'll get a chance to see one of the more veteran players in the entire IFL take over at quarterback. On the other side, the Sioux Falls Storm great quarterback Lorenzo Brown Jr. Here's this kick that will check up and then go out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. That is a gorgeous kick. It hits in the field of play right at about the 7-yard line, and then it ends up outside the dasher boards. And if you're a kicker, that's as good as you could hope to do. I mean, obviously a little closer to the end zone, but that's exactly what you want. Pin the other team back deep, force a no return, and that is a hard accomplishment. Get the ball to check up and go into the stands like that. And that's where Sioux Falls and their offense will come out at the 7-yard line. It'll be first down. And here is Lorenzo Brown Jr., the quarterback. 35-year-old, longtime veteran, 3-time champion, and a 2-time most valuable player in championship games. And he'll keep it on the ground for the first play from offense. Carrying the ball was Xavier Jackson. He actually lost a yard back to the 6-yard line.
You know, when you think of Lorenzo Brown, he's Tom Brady if Tom Brady went to Boston College and never played for anyone but the Patriots. Graduated from University of Sioux Falls, has played almost his entire career here, 3 titles. This is his last game. What a career for this young man.
And he'll fire to the left side. That is going to be in the dirt, just short of his intended target, Cole Furness. And it'll bring up third down and 11. Getting stops in the game, in the Indoor Football League game, are a premium, Sean. If your defense can force a stop at any time, in any way, because it is so difficult to do, you win the game of stops and turnovers. You almost always win the football game.
Absolutely, and it takes on even added importance when you play a team like Bay Area that's going to run the ball and take as much time off the clock as possible when they have the football.
From the end zone, Lorenzo Brown Jr. flushed and throws, and he'll fire toward the sideline. That goes in to the crowd. Incomplete to bring up fourth down as we take a look at that starting offense for the Sioux Falls Storm. Starting lineups brought to you by the Dollar Loan Center. This location here, the host and the home location for the Indoor Football League's National Championship game. They hosted it for the first time last year, and last year's winner were the Northern Arizona Wranglers, who came in, got some upset wins in the playoffs, and then won the national championship game right here on at this very venue.
As we watch this kick, maybe something to watch. Lorenzo definitely disappointed with Drayshawn Hudson. I think some miscommunication there.
This is Austin Neufeld, and the equivalent of a 62-yard field goal try. Nobody's going to kick it right into the stands. And there was no question what he was trying to do. He was trying to prevent a return. So here is the situation if you're new to the Indoor Football League, and that is this. There is no punting in this game, okay? The closest you come to punting is if you're pinned deep. A team might try to kick it away. These kicks, these place kicks, are returnable. You can return them, okay? So your question and punting in this game, okay? The closest you come to punting is if you're pinned deep. A team might try to kick it away. These kicks, these place kicks, are returnable. You can return them, okay? So your question and your dilemma as the team that is place kicking is, do I want to give that other team a chance to return? If I've got my blocking team, my big guys on the field, I might not want the other guys to get a return, so oftentimes you punch it right into the crowd.
Definitely some nuances, and there is some correlation. You kick it into the stands, other team gets the ball at the 25. It does serve as a punt, even if it's not a good one.
Snead fakes it, and Dalton Snead will hit J.T. Stokes near the sideline. This side of the field, he is short of the first down. The first guy getting there defensively to help make the stop, Jalen James out of Benedictine College, and that will be about a 7-yard pickup, make it 2nd down and 3.
And this is a very, very important game for Dalton Snead. He was the starting quarterback for Sioux Falls last year for 8 games. He was traded this offseason to the Panthers. As a player, right, wrong, and indifferent. You don't want to be traded. You don't want to be cut. You don't want a team to tell you, you know what, we think we have a better option. First time he's gotten to go against his old team. I know he couldn't sleep last night waiting for today's contest.
Maybe playing with a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Dalton Snead will hand it off left side. And it's Justin Rankin carrying the ball to the 15-yard line, maybe the 14, and that'll be enough for a first down.
Both Justin Rankin and Dalton Snead are very good at making the initial defender miss. So if you're Sioux Falls, you're going to have to get multiple hats, meaning bodies, players, to the football, and you got to be able to tackle in one-on-one situations in space. On the Dalton Snead touchdown run, had a player in position, he made a miss. You're going to see today Justin Rankin almost impossible to tackle in one-on-one situations.
So first down now for the Panthers at the 14-yard line of Sioux Falls. As a mix-up in the backfield, Snead has to take it himself, and he's going to pay the price as he gets buried right near the line of scrimmage. The guy that ended up on top, Logan Swanson, the defensive lineman, to help limit this to a 1-yard gain. So one of the things you do need to understand as you're watching the game, again, if you're new to the game, is that there's technically no out of bounds. You've got the wall protected by the dasher pads. Essentially, it's a hockey rink out there without the plexiglass protection for the fans. If you're a player or a football, you end up in the first or second row a lot. So watch for that today. Snead fakes it, pumps, and he goes down. He's going to throw it right at the end. That's an incomplete pass. He might have been down before that. There was a marker down in the middle of the field as well, and give a lot of credit to Isaiah Blackman, who got there quickly, right straight up the gut for that defense.
The pride of Belhaven University. One way to make Mr. Snead uncomfortable is to get pressure on him, but this was really a covered sack. Great job by the secondary of the Storm, taking away his first and second options. Clifton Duck is in that secondary. Eugene Ford, all rookie IFL member, 7 interceptions. They pride themselves on being able to lock down the opposing team's pass catchers.
Foul, illegal hands to the face, defense, intentional grounding, offense, number 11. Repeat the down.
So it looks like offsetting fouls, one on the defense, one on the offense. They'll replay this one, 2nd down and 9, reset the ball at the 13-yard line. The clock moves since there is no out of bounds here. The clock is on the continual march. It makes fouls, one on the defense, one on the offense. They'll replay this one, 2nd down and 9, reset the ball at the 13-yard line. The clock moves since there is no out of bounds here. The clock is on the continual march. It makes the games go quickly, and in spite of that, you still get the high-scoring nature of indoor football. So they've really done marvelous work to hone a game that is about as good, I think, as you can get for the fan. And if you've got limited attention span, you love it even more.
Yeah, and in person, I mean, it is an unbelievable watch. It's exciting, it's fun, it's fast. If you haven't gotten to the game, I definitely think you'd enjoy it if you do.
Pass caught left side, make the move, and that is a touchdown. J.T. Stokes runs the hitch, makes the turn, and he's into the end zone for the Panthers' 2nd score of the game.
Curtis Riggs has to be disappointed because this is Clifton Duck, 82 tackles on the season, normally a sure-handed tackler. I mentioned earlier you have to find a way to get guys on the ground in this league in one-on-one situations. Great job by J.T. Stokes.
So on comes Craig Peterson, otherwise known as Craig the Leg, to try and make it a 14-0 lead, and he'll do that very thing. The kick is up. Oh, take it back. He hit the upright. I thought he might have got that net. So it's 13-0 in the first quarter of the Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship on the CBS Sports Network. Back in a moment. The Bay Area Panthers have jumped out to a 13-0 lead in the 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game, the national championship. Henderson, Nevada, beautiful location. The, I think, undisputed sports mecca of the universe. Sean King is the Las Vegas, greater Las Vegas area, and what a beautiful venue. You're very used to this place. I want to ask you about it here in a moment as we get a line drive kick picked up at the 15-yard line. Nice scoop there, and the kick is brought back by Cole Thurnis. Cole, nice job to scoop it up, bring it back to near midfield. It'll be first down and 10 right there for Sioux Falls as we bring it back into the action. Beautiful, purpose-built location here, the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson.
Yeah, it's home for their Vegas Nighthawks team that plays in the IFL. Also, the Silverhawks that play hockey here, and the Ignite, who had the second pick in the draft, Scooter. Was a member of the Vegas Ignite this year. So a lot of great things going here at the Dollar Loan Center. Tremendous, tremendous space for sports events or entertainment.
Lorenzo Brown Jr. fakes it, takes it. He's got it to the 20-yard line. Give him a gain of 5, and then afterward, a late flag comes flying in after some extracurricular contact on that far side of the field. 13-0 lead for the Panthers, and we'll await the outcome of the penalty marker.
Lorenzo didn't like how the first drive went, so he says, I'm going to take this second one and put it in my hands. Simple little jet sweep where they're reading the end man on the line of scrimmage. Great decision by Lorenzo to pull the football. Positive first down play. I like that, Floyd. I like that. This is a championship game. It's going to be a little chippy. Emotions are high. Let them play a little bit.
Up second,
so they pick the flag up, make it a 5-yard pickup for Brown. Ball to the 20-yard line of Bay Area. Just that quickly you get into your opponent's territory. And he puts his guys in motion. Pump it left, contact, and down he goes. The quarterback sack. And the Panthers defense trying to get involved here after the offense puts a couple of scores on the board, and the guy that comes up the middle and make the play, Wes Bowers.
I mean, he sucked the air out of that space, I mean, as quick as I've seen. That means he got from point A to point B extremely fast. You can't rush initially from the linebacker position, but once the quarterback decides to try and run the football, then you can get aggressive and get vertical. Great job by Wes of reading Mr. Brown.
Brown Jr. takes it, breaks that pocket, and gets the first down. So after the loss of 6 on the quarterback sack, he is going to come up with, it looks like 13 yards to gain to the 13-yard line to make it first down and 10. And get a great flip to the situation for this offense.
Hey, Floyd, 35 years young. Look at Mr. Brown. I mean, when you can scramble like that, how can you walk away from the game? He said this is his last game. The way he's playing, I'm not so sure.
He'll set his offense quickly. And he fakes it. And he wants to run again. And once again, the guy that gets there to make the tackle be a very short gain on the play. Wes Bowers, the linebacker, steps up and puts the stop on him. Be a short gain, maybe a yard and a half on the play. And that'll bring up second down. Second down and about 9 to go for the Storm offense. Lorenzo Brown Jr. looks right, throws right, and he's going to just throw a little bit too far in front of his target. He was looking for Donnie Corley breaking on the corner route, and that's going to go incomplete.
Donnie Corley is their big play wide receiver, averaging 14.5 yards per catch this year, 20 receiving touchdowns on the season. He's been dynamic for this Storm offense.
Close confines of the Indoor Football League. I'll tell you some more things that make this brand of football the unique attraction that it is. Fake it to Jackson, and Lorenzo Brown Jr. running with some authority inside the 5-yard line. He'll get it to the 4-yard line on this carry, and I believe about a yard shy of necessary yardage for the first down.
And you know, Floyd, when I got the roster, I looked at Lorenzo Brown. It says 6 foot 195. And listen, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I've seen 195 before. That looks like a lot more than 195 as the Panthers are trying to tackle him. He's got to at least be about 210, 215.
Hey, how about this big play? 4th down and about 1.5 yards for Lorenzo Brown Jr. and the offense for the Sioux Falls Storm. Steps up, then throws, pass cuts. That'll be a 1st down. Little trickeration
Brown Jr.'s pass
out of the back of Curtis Riggs, the head coach. He drew up a brilliant play to get a 2-point conversion in the Eastern Conference Championship game on a 2-point try. And this one here, a little misdirection, a little step hesitation, step forward by the quarterback, and then dump it to your receiver out of the backfield for a 1st down. Xavier Jackson with the catch, and it's 1st down and goal. Speed sweep, nice tackle made. Wow, how about the job by Trey Meadows, stepping up. Trey, a defensive back who played for Northern Arizona and their championship last year, and he makes that stop here.
It's just a great read. He's on the slot receiver, so you consider him the nickel in the outdoor game. He sees the jet sweep coming, does a good job of shooting, makes a tackle. That's a tremendous play by Mr. Meadows, who he is their best defensive player. Coach Keefe said Trey is the inspiration behind everything that they do on defense for Bay Area.
Motion. Fake it, throw a dart over the middle for the touchdown. Cole Furness hauls it in on the pass from Lorenzo Brown Jr.
Sure-handed Cole. I think we got a little glimpse of it on the kickoff return as he kind of, caught the little quick hop, and right there, just strong hands, contested catch, touchdown, Storm.
Austin Neufeld is on to try the point after. The kick is up, and it is good. And so the Sioux Falls Storm finally get on the board here at the close out of the 1st quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll continue with the 2023 Indoor Football League Championship, the Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship. Back with more on the CBS Sports Network.
'23 has been a landmark year for the Indoor Football League. Our 15th season saw tremendous growth, both on and off the field. Bold steps towards a bright future, cutting-edge fan engagement, and powerful new partnerships. And we're just getting started. There will be more in 2024. Calculated growth, strong franchises, and the best indoor football on the planet. The IFL.
Exceptional experience since 1947. And by Build Your Base. Learn about their comprehensive sports nutrition program at buildyourbase.org.
The Western Conference champions, the Bay Area Panthers, score the first 2 touchdowns in this one. And then the Sioux Falls Storm make their way back in with their first score of the game just a moment ago. And our score as we enter the 2nd quarter of action in the 2023 Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship game. The Bay Area Panthers 13 and the Sioux Falls Storm 7. Welcome back in, everybody. Floyd Simmons along with my broadcast partner, the Super Bowl champion, Sean King. And a line drive kick that is going to go out of bounds. It will end up at the 20-yard line. The first time you kick the ball out of bounds, whether it's out the side or out the back, the ball will be automatically placed at the 20-yard line. Every ensuing kickoff that goes into the stands will be placed at the 25-yard line. So Bay Area, the Panthers will have the ball, first down at their own 20.
Absolutely. I have to say this. If you've never been to an IFL game, one of the bonuses, the fan gets to keep that ball. A lot of balls go in the stands. Fans can keep them. It's a great souvenir. It's such an interactive game for the players and fans. I mean, they're literally right there.
You get to keep the football, and if you're fortunate enough to have a front row ticket, you get to exchange some words of advice and encouragement, if you will, with the players on the field. Nice change of directions. That's Justin Rankin fighting his way. That's not going to be a touchdown, I don't believe. He goes out of bounds near the 15, but he electrifies the crowd with a great run on first down.
That's what makes him so good. I wasn't embellishing. I wasn't exaggerating when I said Marshawn Lynch, the second best running back in the arena today. Justin Rankins has been doing this all year. Almost impossible to tackle initially. He's got low center of gravity. He's got great strength at the point of attack. He's got acceleration. He's just a complete back.
Gets a great block as well from his quarterback, Dalton Snead, to give him a little wall off there as he got to the sideline. The ball to 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Rankin carries right side. He'll get hit immediately this time. Got to the 15. So a short pickup on this play by again one of those great running backs who's had a good season. Well, he's had a great season. One of the leaders in most categories carrying the football this year.
Yeah, he's number 2 in the Indoor Football League in rushing touchdowns with 44. Also second in yards rushing, 872. You know, I mentioned Bay Area takes a different approach to this indoor game than most teams. They're going to run the ball. They're going to continually run the ball. They're going to make you defend the run. They're going to try and wear you down. And they do it with Rankin and also quarterback Dalton Snead.
Fake it. Snead pumps left, look to the right, and then under duress gets it away to Justin Rankin. There's a marker down. Well, there's, first of all, the referee throws his flag, and then the umpire threw his flag, and I think the back judge threw a flag.
Offense, number 74.
So
10-yard penalty, second down.
And I guess that's the only marker that everybody saw the same thing.
Yeah, and the only reason there weren't 6 on the turf because they only get 1 each, but it looks like they all saw the holding. All 3 of the flags hit the turf simultaneously. But I'll say, when you're offensive lineman, I mean, you're scratching and clawing, you're fighting. You know, you're generally used to the quarterback getting the ball out, you know, in a certain period of time. But when those guys are grabbing, holding on, and they're giving you great effort, you'll take a hold every now and then because you love the effort.
So it's an 8-man football game, okay? And a lot of these sets, and I'm going to let you describe it here in a moment, Sean, a lot of these sets for this Panthers team, you talked about they want to establish the run. You get 4 big bodies out there, which is uncommon in the league, as we get some contact toward the end zone and a pass caught for and apparent touchdown. Now the back judge just threw his
apparent touchdown,
just threw his hat because he had earlier thrown his flag, and I think he might get the offense right here. Felix Harper just might have cleared some space there at the end to make that catch. We'll have to see the interpretation.
Yeah, one of my good friends, Lamar Thomas, former Miami Hurricane wide receiver, he teaches that all the time, Floyd. He says just keep pushing off, and eventually they won't call it. But that one was so blatant, and it resulted in a touchdown. You almost forced the official's hand.
Now, let me correct on that. J.T. Stokes is the guy that makes the catch. And apparent touchdown? No, not really. They brought the discussion back to midfield.
There are fouls by both teams, which will offset. Illegal defense. Number 2 was not down his stance in the snap. Pass interference. Offense, number 8. Repeat the down.
Offsetting penalties. So the pass interference was called. Before that, in illegal defense. And then the offensive pass interference. And so we'll replay this down. Ball comes back to the 24-yard line, where it will be second down and 20. Snead sets him up. Quickly delivers to the right side. That is J.T. Stokes. And Stokes slips that initial tackle, and he's down to the 10-yard line. Gets a huge chunk of the 20 they needed back, and that'll be near the first down. Not quite there, but a great opportunity for Dalton Snead and that offense.
And again, something that we mentioned earlier, you have to get these guys from the Panthers skill position guys on the ground in one-on-one situations. Vason McCoy, an opportunity to negate some of the yardage right there, but great job by Stokes of getting yards after the catch.
He's been a very efficient passer this year for the team, a team that wants to establish the run. And we've got a 3rd down and 4. We're down and 4 situation. Motion on the left side of Snead, and he'll fire that direction. The receiver gets turned around by contact with the defender. I believe the receiver was Felix Harper over there on that side of the field, and the defender might have been Byron Edwards. Here comes the ball. There's Edwards with some contact. And that is going to result in an automatic first down after they go half the distance. And I tell you back, as the penalty occurred in the end zone and pass interference, it will be first down and goal to go at the 2-yard line.
You know, this is my first season doing indoor football league. One of the things that I've kind of noticed, it's almost better to be at the 5 or the 7 than to be at the 2. You know, it's condensed area, end zone's not as big. It really limits the amount of space you have to work your magic.
Handoff Rankin, left side, trying to follow the big guys up front. And he is going to go down at about the 1-yard line. Initial penetration there on defense to slow that one down, provided by Byron Edwards. And then the tackle at the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1 coming right up. Outstanding work across the front.
Good sure-handed tackle by Eugene Ford there. He's been a really good player for this Storm team this season. Again, he was an IFL All-Rookie member this year. Also 7 interceptions, so he's got great ball skills when the ball's in there. Big defensive opportunity here for the Storm.
And they'll run it left side. Justin Rankin able to step across for the touchdown. And a 2-touchdown lead once again for the Bay Area Panthers.
It's just a great job by Dixon Wooten of seeing, you know, with that shift in motion that the Storm generally are 1 man short to the weak side of the formation. So, you know, that's a read, but there was no need for Dalton to keep it. There was no contained defender there, and Rankin walks in for the Panthers.
Craig Peterson is on. The kick is perfect. And the lead for the Panthers is 13 points. 20-7 the lead. Bay Area leads the Sioux Falls Storm. We'll be back with more of the Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship. Stand by. The excitement is building, everybody, at the Dollar Loan Center, the home of the national championship game of the Indoor Football League. Welcome back in to the 2023 version of this game. The Bay Area Panthers proving something that is one of the great features of the Indoor Football League, and that is this: you can turn things around in a hurry in this league. The way the rosters are built, the way the rules are crafted, you can go from a 1-15 season like they had last year to the national championship game in just 1 season. You add guys like Dalton Snead, who engineered that last scoring drive for the Panthers and got them to a 20-7 lead, and it shows just the nature of how exciting and fun the league is, how quickly things can change, and really from top to bottom, anybody can beat anybody in this league on a given night. And it's just all part of the allure that is the Indoor Football League.
But you hit it on the head, Floyd. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And Dalton Snead is one of the best quarterbacks in this league. He gives everybody else confidence. He makes you right when things break down. And listen, when everybody buys in and you get the culture right, you can turn it around in 1 season. Bay Area is an example. And
this quarterback's been one of the best in the league over his long and historic career in the IFL. He gets a first down carry, an 11-yard gain for Lorenzo Brown Jr., taking it all the way to the 19-yard line of the Bay Area Panthers. It'll be first down and 10 right there at that spot. A 20-7 deficit that he and his offense are working to overcome, which can happen in a hurry in the IFL. You can flip the script.
Not in a rush, though.
Sioux
Falls is giving Bay Area some of their own medicine here, trying to run the ball, be physical. I like it.
Brown, the snap, the throw. He's got a man, but that is going to be dropped. Sometimes the ball is right there for you, and you're just unable to haul it in. Maybe too much space given by the defensive back on the far side of the field. That's incomplete.
An interesting choice by Lorenzo here. He has a glove on his right hand, Floyd. Being a former quarterback, I could never get comfortable with a glove. I tried it, but it was always in cold conditions when you can't really feel your fingers. Interesting. I'd be interested to why he decided to wear the glove today inside.
That is, by the way, Dwight Blakey, the receiver on that side of the field. They'll give it on the speed sweep. Nope, fake it there. Brown's got it. Takes it outside, cuts back toward the middle, and down at the 6-yard line. Another great run by the veteran quarterback. Give him 12 yards on the gain to the 6-yard line. 1st and goal for Sioux Falls.
Yeah, great play design here by Curtis Riggs. I mean, get the jet sweep going, pull the lineman that way, make the defense and all their keys think that you're going to the wide side of the field, bring the quarterback back to the boundary. Great play design by Coach Riggs.
They're going to give this time, but the Panthers are up to the challenge. Carrying the football, Xavier Jackson. And among those on the tackle, Wes Bowers.
Xavier Jackson's a great story, and he's why for any young athlete that's listening, you never give up. You know, he's a guy that was in training camp with Sioux Falls, and Coach Riggs thought he had better options at running back, so he cut Xavier Jackson. And, you know, some guys got hurt, he brought him back, and, you know, he's been outstanding for them. 7 touchdowns by Jackson in the last 3 games, so he just kept working hard, kept his head down. The opportunity presented itself, he's taking advantage of it.
Motion on the right side, handoff. Jackson has it to the 4-yard line to bring up 2nd down and goal at that spot as we find out more about this veteran quarterback for the Sioux Falls Storm from our Sandy Charles.
Yes, Floyd, you mentioned the veteran, and I asked him, what's his message to the rookies? He said, be ready to work, have fun, find your why, bust your tail. You gotta watch your film, be a good teammate, and work hard. And I asked him, what's your why? He says, I love doing this, and I have 3 little girls and my wife, and they love watching, and they are my why. So he's a girl dad.
Brown with the throw. The throw over the middle. Blakey is there. The catch is made. And the Sioux Falls Storm cut it to a 1-touchdown game once again.
And obviously there's something about this matchup with Mikal Bridges that the Storm liked. 2nd time in a row, the slot receivers ran like a twirl route. Great ball location on both by Lorenzo Brown. 2 touchdown passes for the Storm quarterback.
So the Storm will try to make this a 6-point game, but it's blocked right up the middle. That is denied. And with 6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the first half of this one, and a little bit of after action going on the field. Looks like that's all going to clear out. Our score, Bay Area leads it 20-13. It's the Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Championship.
Game Time is the IFL's community-driven initiative powered by our partners at Build Your Base. Throughout the 2023 season, we've hosted Game Time events across our national footprint. Our players, coaches, and Build Your Base professionals have met with families and youth throughout our communities, bringing fun and excitement, along with priceless lessons about staying active and the power of good food. Learn more about Build Your Base and their comprehensive sports nutrition program at buildyourbase.org.
The Indoor Football League's conference champions meeting up in the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship game today, Henderson, Nevada, on the CBS Sports Network. Welcome in, everybody. Floyd Simmons. My broadcast partner is Sean King, along with our sideline reporter, Sandy Charles. And these 2 great teams trading punches in the first half of this one. Another opportunity for Dalton Snead and his offense with the Bay Area Panthers to get the ball. But first, a line drive kick that's fielded nicely by Marquise Bridges. He'll bring it back to midfield, the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Bay Area Panthers. They take back over the football here in the final moments of this first half.
Extremely physical so far, Floyd. Not a lot of big explosive plays. Both teams, you know, trying to control the line of scrimmage. at some point here, you think both offenses kind of take some shots down the field. You know, maybe this is a great opportunity for this Dixie Wooten offense to get aggressive.
Something to keep in mind, as you see in the corner of your screen right there, Dixie Wooten, the offensive coordinator and really co-head coach of this Bay Area Panthers team, talking to his quarterback with the confines of the field. The coaches get to be out there on the field to communicate directly with their players. Justin Rankin, the carry, a broken tackle, nice stiff arm. He continues down that sideline. And did he go out is the question. The official will say yes at the 9-yard line is where he made contact on the dasher with contact from the defender. That's something else to keep in mind. You've got to be influenced into that dasher board for that to be technically a tackle on that side. Great run by Rankin.
And if you're the Storm, thank God. You're the Storm, thank God for the dasher board, because that was the only one they were getting Rankin on the ground during that run. I mean, but you can see it. You know, a lot of times you call games and you want to make all the players look good, but you don't even have to say anything for Rankin. I mean, his talent is just so evident. You know, he's a tremendous player.
And he sets his team up with a first down and goal to go at the 9-yard line. Motion on both sides of Dalton Sneed. Speed sweep, JT Stokes. Stokes gets hit, backs his way down to about the 7-yard line. 2-yard pickup on that play. It'll bring up second down and goal.
Turnover-free game so far, Floyd. Nobody's put it on the ground. Have not been any interceptions thrown. You're both teams trying to control time of possession, be efficient. You know, this almost seems in the first half like a game that's going to come down to who has the ball last.
Well, we see that all the time in the IFL. And again, it adds to the drama that is an IFL game. We'll talk about what the clock does during the course of this one in a moment as Dalton Sneed bounces off. He lowers the shoulder and he goes straight ahead. Dalton Sneed takes it in for a Bay Area touchdown.
Sneed channeling his inner Tim Tebow right there, Floyd. I mean, remember when Tebow's with the Gators, he just bow, 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 run guys over at quarterback. I mentioned Sneed and Rankin, tough to tackle in the open field. Great spin move, and then he puts his head down. And I'll be honest, listen, things happen during the game, but Clifton Duck's going to have a lot of explaining to do to some of his partners when he gets back. You're not supposed to get run over by the QB.
That is not going to go over well in the locker room, is it? The kick is up. The kick is good to make it Bay Area 27.
Bay Area Panthers
Sioux Falls Storm 13. You know, that early stop that the Panthers defense was able to get has been all the difference in this one as they've maintained at least that 1 touchdown lead, and they keep getting it back out to 2 touchdowns like they do right here. And what an authoritative run by the quarterback, Dalton Sneed. How about the prototypical quarterback in this league, Sean? You've got to be a guy that is willing to sacrifice your body for the other guys on that team. You've got to be tough. We see a great blueprint template of quarterbacks in Drew Powell, the Offensive Player of the Year, plays for the Arizona Rattlers. TJ Edwards, the league's most valuable player this year, the quarterback for the Frisco Fighters, is another guy whose legs are next level. They can throw the ball, they can run. You've got to be the complete package in this league.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that is a first downs with his legs, where he can convert broken plays into productive plays just by his ability to be evasive. And you know, what a job by Dalton Sneed throughout this entire year. A quarterback that a lot of other teams didn't think was their best option has come to Bay Area and turned the franchise around.
It's a pretty tough kick to handle. Going to have to swallow that up at the 16-yard line, and Sioux Falls is able to jump on that one. 27-13, Bay Area is leading. Coming up next, the gridiron action continues with the Canadian Football League clash. Watch the Alouettes face the Tiger Cats right here on CBS Sports Network. Great CFL action coming up on the CBS Sports Network. 27-13 as Sioux Falls will take back over on offense.
We hadn't seen a lot of Donnie Corley, wide receiver for the Storm. See if they can get him involved and create some explosive plays.
Yeah, great point. Jackson will get the give, and he's going to run right into that great linebacker for the Panthers. Making the stop is Wes Bowers. Minimal gain on the play. 2nd down and 9.
You've called Wes Bowers' name multiple times today. The middle linebacker here for the Panthers, he's making his presence felt. Pride of Bowie State University. I'm sure a lot of his teammates are tuned in today watching their old former compadre get it done here in the title game of the IFL.
He'll line up 5 yards deep and head on out into the flats for some defensive coverage, but the pass is dropped by Cole Thurnis. I believe dropped.
You know, even on that play, Floyd, you know, Wes has a really high football IQ, but the thing that you can't teach or coach is once the mind processes it, how quick can the body, what the mind is saying, and he gets from point A to B, I mean, with extreme quickness.
Well, I got to beg the pardon of Cole Thurnis because that's ruled a catch.
3rd down.
And it's a minimal catch, 4 yards, the gain on the play. 3rd down and 5. Sioux Falls will operate from the 21-yard line, and there is a challenge flag that comes.
Yeah, I think Rob Keefe is going to ask the officials to take a second look at this one.
Well, Rob thinks what I thought. I thought the ball was dropped. I thought it hit the turf. So Rob Keefe here is
the head coach is challenging the ruling the field of a catch. The play is under review.
Rob Keefe is the defensive coordinator for Bay Area. Back at the midpoint of the season or thereabouts, Bay Area lost their head coach, and so these two coordinators, Dixie Wooden, the offensive coordinator for Bay Area, and Rob Keefe, the defensive coordinator. 2 guys that came from other organizations in the offseason to join Bay Area. Part of the great formula that this leadership team at Bay Area had put together to get them to a championship game. They took over, and then they had to take over not just their coordinator positions, but Sean, they have managed somehow 2 very distinct and different personalities. They have managed to take the leadership of this team, very different guys, and lead them to a championship.
And when you're selfless, Floyd, it's not that hard. And I think it's a testament to the character of Coach Keefe and Coach Wooten that they can be put in this situation as we look at the replay. And remember, it was called a catch initially on the field. So at least from that angle, I don't think there's enough to overturn it. But back to the Bay Area coaches, these guys come in with a lot of credentials. 7 indoor football league titles between the 2 of them. Coach Keefe has been a part of 6 teams, and Coach Wooten 1. So to put your ego aside and do what's in the best interest of the players, I mean, I think that's pretty impressive by both.
So take a look at it, another look at it right here.
Coach Keefe has been a part of 6 teams, and Coach Wooten 1. So to put your ego aside and do what's in the best interest of the players, I mean, I think that's pretty impressive by both.
So take a look at it, another look at it right here.
It'll be 3rd down. Bay Area is not charged a timeout and has a challenge remaining.
Not enough to overturn. And if it's a catch, very well could be a catch right there. What a terrific effort by Thurnis. But in the end, they have overturned that. That is going to be a no catch. So somewhere along the line, they saw an angle, Sean, that showed a little turf there.
I didn't see enough to overturn it, but
it's a great effort.
Hey, I guess it's the reason I'm not the guy in the replay booth.
Is there a drill for that in practice? Do you have the ankle catch drill going on anywhere?
I'm still looking for the guy in the replay booth from '99 Rams Bucks. Bert Emanuel caught that ball.
Here's a 3rd down and 9 play. And a delivery, that's a strike and a 1st down. Well done. That'll be a 13-yard pickup to the 20-yard line of Bay Area. And on the receiving end, Dwight Blakey with the catch. And he keeps his concentration. This game teaches you as a receiver, doesn't it, to maintain your concentration. How many times have you seen a catch and immediately into the wall or over the wall, touchdown catches out of the back of the end zone over the wall acrobatically? I mean, you've got to be a great focused receiver in this game.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. Focus, being mentally capable, just focus on the ball and getting your job done. It's a premium here in this league.
Blakey rewarded with now a carry on the ground as he runs the speed sweep after the catch a moment ago, takes it to the 11-yard line. Gain of 9 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 1. All right, the 1 minute warning, everybody. Stand by. What a game we got going on. Closing out the first half here. The Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game. So the 1 minute warning, which changes the game a little bit. The final minute of each half in the Indoor Football League game, you start to get more to the traditional rules of football that we're all used to. The drama builds a lot. The clock stops much more often in the final minute. This is when teams normally store up and save their timeouts. So you're going to see the strategic use of timeouts for sure, especially in a short game where you can strike very quickly. So pay attention. The final moment of any half in the Indoor Football League is going to be where all the high drama rests. Blakey split to the right side of the formation. Fake the handoff to Jackson. Here goes Brown with the football. And Lorenzo Brown Jr. to the 6-yard line. Make it the 5-yard line. It'll be third down. Nope, that'll be a first down, first and goal.
And it's interesting, before the game, I talked to Curtis Riggs, head coach of the Sioux Falls Storm. I said, what has to happen today for you guys to come out victorious? And one of the first things out of his mouth, we have to be great in the red zone. Inside the 10-yard line, we have to come away with touchdowns, not field goals.
And Rob Keefe, the Bay Area defensive coordinator, exercises a timeout right here, the first timeout taken by Bay Area. So, again, to stop the clock, preserve some time. He wants to get his offense back out there on the field with time to play in this first half. You don't exactly do the Olay play and let the team score, but you've got to realize how tough it is to make a stop, especially with an offense as good as Sioux Falls. So you want to preserve
It's just smart game management. You want to make sure your offense gets a chance to answer whatever points are put up here. If points are put up, no need to let Sioux Falls milk the clock and you not get an opportunity.
Lorenzo Brown runs the option, flip it out to Jackson. And Xavier Jackson will get driven by Bowers into the wall, and another quick timeout is taken by the Panthers.
You know, and when you get the football back, now you can kind of run your offense, which they are a run-first team. They're not necessarily a drop back, throw the ball all over the field team. So you get it back with 30, 35 seconds left, you still have an opportunity to utilize Rankin and Dalton in your run game.
2 yards the gain on the play. The guy who calls the plays for Sioux Falls, Curtis Riggs, legendary head coach of that organization, who was calling his final game, presumably final game ever in the IFL. And he is a brilliant strategist. We'll see what he draws up. Fake it. He just wants his quarterback to try to take it up the middle. Great stop, great play on Lorenzo Brown Jr. He might have got the better part of a yard, close to the 2-yard line, stopped right there, and here comes a big third down and goal play.
Absolutely, this is a great tackle. It's a great job of coming up, filling the hole, filling it with speed and violence. You know, speaking of Coach Riggs, some rumors that he might be going join his old buddy Kalen DeBoer at University of Washington. Michael Penix, a young man that I recruited out of Tampa, Florida. I think he has a great shot to potentially win a Heisman. A lot of movement going on in college football. Is last year in the Pac-12, it looks like, for Washington, but what a way to go out if they can win a championship and potentially play for a college football playoff. So excited for whatever is next for Coach Riggs. Hopefully it gets up there. What is that, Spokane is where University of Washington is, if I'm not mistaken?
So after a gain of just about a yard, the ball is just a bit outside the 2-yard line for Lorenzo Brown Jr. and the offense. Sioux Falls, fake it. Brown up the middle, dives across, and the veteran quarterback has added another touchdown.
What a play. I'm telling you, he doesn't look like an old man. I'm not sure he should walk away from the game. Lorenzo Brown said this would be his last game in the IFL, that he was going to move on to some different things, but I don't know, man. Maybe the new coach can convince him to give it one more go. I mean, that's almost Cam Newton-ish right there. And just to correct myself, University of Washington is in Seattle, not Spokane.
And I got this question for you, Sean. I'm not trying to set you up for anything, but at 35 years old, were you getting that kind of air?
At 35 years old, I was broadcasting.
A different kind of air, right?
Right.
Right, exactly. 43 seconds remain in the first half. The kick is up, and the kick is good as we look again at this touchdown. What a run by the veteran quarterback. Is he playing in his final game ever in the IFL? Well, that's what he says. And I think that's how he's playing. He does the Superman.
Yeah, he wants
and
to
he takes it in for the score.
You're right. He wants to make it 4. He's already won 3. I think 2015, 16, and 19 was the last time that he was the quarterback for the IFL champion. He wants to make it 4 and go out the right way, really put an exclamation point on what's been a great career by Lorenzo Brown Jr. Schematically, we saw Bay Area utilize their timeouts to try and get the football back. I would presume that Sioux Falls is going to do the same thing here, Floyd, as they want to get their offense another shot at points before the half as well. So I'd expect, as Bay Area is trying to run some plays, that we'll get some immediate timeouts by Coach Riggs and his staff.
I'm going to remind you of how that Sioux Falls Storm team got here to the championship. In the opening round of the playoffs, after getting the #2 seed, they hosted the Massachusetts Pirates, a team that they had defeated on the final day of the season. And they beat the Pirates again in the first round of the playoffs, 42-39. And just to show you the resolve in both Coach Riggs in his final game and Lorenzo Brown Jr., they came back from a 17-0 halftime deficit to win that game, and then went on to beat the Frisco Fighters, the top seed in the Eastern Conference, 45-44, thanks to a last-second two-point conversion and a very creative play call on that two-point conversion. Misdirection, throw back, get the 2, win the game, and make a trip to Henderson, Nevada after that.
If I've learned anything this year, is that in the IFL, it's never over until it's actually over. Like, every second matters. Every time the ball is snapped, it's a potential touchdown, because of the size of the field, because of the explosiveness of the players. So it's a big drive for Bay Area here, because what you like to do, considering that Sioux Falls gets the ball first in the second half, you'd like to go in with a 2-score advantage.
First down play, ball at the 15-yard line. 40 seconds remain. 3 timeouts for the Sioux Falls Storm. Panthers have 1 more timeout. Quick throw, delivery. JT Stokes, nice move, cross midfield, cuts it back. Might have been better advised to go out of bounds right there. Technically, the out of bounds is that you hit the dasher, the wall after the 1-minute warning, and you'll stop the clock. He stays in. No timeout called yet. The Panthers are going to line it up and try to run a play. 33 seconds. They'll start the play clock, and the game clock right now. Not much time wasted. Dalton Sneed, the quarterback, throws. Stokes reaches out. I believe he's going to be short of the first down, but he did stop the clock about a yard shy of the first down and in scoring territory. Ball at the 11-yard line.
And in IFL, inside the 1-minute mark of the half in the game, the offensive player can reach the ball across the partition to stop the clock, just like running out of bounds in the outdoor game.
So second down and a yard to go. And 30 seconds remaining, but 30 seconds can be an eternity in the IFL. A lot of things can happen in 30 seconds. You can flip the score a couple of times during that time frame. Stokes lined up and in motion to the line from the left side, handed off to Justin Rankin. He's trying to cut back. He escapes the tackle, battles his way across the 5-yard line, and he is going to go down inside the 5 at about the 3. That should be a situation we might get a timeout called by Bay Area. Defense wants a timeout.
Yeah, and I imagine that Sioux Falls will use a timeout earlier than this, because you don't want Bay Area to be able to dictate who gets the last attempt to score here. So you want to force their hand a little bit. If they score, cool, at least you get the ball back, get an opportunity. But, I mean, what a run by Rankin. I mean, I could hear Chris Berman. That's my childhood. I'm in that mid-40s. You know, on Sunday night, you know, doing the highlights as NFL backs are running over people. I mean, this Justin Rankins, he's just an outstanding talent.
Yeah, you mentioned Marshawn Lynch was here. He was part of the opening coin toss ceremony, and I wonder if Rankin was looking around trying to find Marshawn somewhere in this venue, and a little nod, a little doff of the cap right there in the running style.
Marsh gets Nighthawks here in Nevada at the Dollar Loan Center. He's an outstanding player himself.
So the situation is first down and goal, ball at the 3-yard line. Dalton Sneed, the quarterback for Bay Area. They've got one timeout remaining here. Sioux Falls is trying to preserve some time if they get the ball back. Rankin cut back, and he will get stopped. Got back maybe to the line of scrimmage, slightly beyond that, and that's where he goes down. Great job by this defense smothering the run up the middle. Credit to Isaiah Blackman, the first guy to make contact, and the ball goes back to the 3-yard line, and the timeout is exercised by Sioux Falls, and that's just something you don't see in other levels of football, that the defensive team at that spot inside the 5 will call timeout. And why is it? Well, you figure the other guy's probably going to get some points out of this, and with a short field, we want to get a shot at the end zone of our own before we go out to halftime.
Yes. Strategically, it would be completely different. You'd be laying on top of the running back, trying to let the time run out, hoping they make some kind of mistake and don't get a field goal attempt. Here you want to give your quarterback, if you can give him 12 seconds, that's enough for 2-3 plays. You kick another field goal, get some extra points before the half.
Both teams have a timeout remaining. And Sneed will fake the flip, taking himself right side, and he is going to find a seam into the end zone. Dalton Sneed, and a Bay Area touchdown.
Dixie Wooten is drawing it up tonight. Little quarterback gap scheme run. They're going to fake the speed toss to the strong side and watch the offensive lineman pull back as a protector. You see big 54? Look at him sealing that block right there. Great play design by Dixie Wooten.
So the Panthers do what they've been doing all of this first half. They get back to their 2-touchdown lead. They'll leave some time on the clock, 16 seconds. Remain in this first half for Sioux Falls. And Craig Peterson will do his best to tack this on. And as can be so difficult in this game, it's a degree or two, isn't it? And he just pulls that left. The kick is no good as you look at the touchdown run again by Dalton Sneed.
Peterson's kick, no good. Brings the score, Bay Area Panthers.
Our score will sit at 33-30, and that's a big miss. Sean, that's a huge miss right there. Remember this about this league. If you're new to the IFL, there is something called the deuce. So if you score and it's your turn to kick off, anytime you kick off, you always kick from your goal line. If you can split the uprights with a kick, make essentially a field goal, that is worth 2 points. Call it a deuce in the IFL, and we haven't seen anybody attempt that in this one here yet today, but it becomes a feature when you get down to these final moments of a half. If you need that point or two, the deuce in your pocket, if you can hit that, that's a big moment for your team.
The downside of that is if you do not get it through the uprights, then as we've seen earlier, you kick it into the stands, the opposing team gets the ball at the 25, which already puts them in field goal range. So it's a lot of strategy that goes into the IFL. Coaches are trying to make decisions that's in the best interest of their team.
This line drive shot will bounce up over the head of the receiver. Now this becomes Rouge time. Can they cover it? They do! Points for Bay Area as they're able to make the tackle in the end zone. That's a big moment. As they're able to make the tackle in the end zone. That's a big moment for the Bay Area Panthers. That is called a rouge. You kick it off, the receiving team can't get it out of the end zone.
You're exactly right, Floyd. You have to bring the ball out of the end zone when it's kicked in play. What a sequence there. We were talking about a deuce, and then we had a rouge.
Never should have started as a ball, never left the end zone. Therefore, game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 16 seconds.
That is terrific.
16 seconds,
Work
thank you.
done on special teams by Bay Area. 34 now, 34-20 as they get a point out of it. And Sioux Falls will get the ball at their own 5-yard line. And because,
it makes up for the missed extra point.
That's what I don't understand is they didn't run any time off the clock. It was touched and then rolled around in the end zone, then tackle made, and no time came off the clock. All right, 16 seconds remain. Here's the quick pass to Jackson out on the near side of the field. And they're going to give him the first down. He got right to the line to gain. Ball at the 15-yard line, and the clock stops at 14 seconds. Very quick and efficient action to move the ball a little north and south. So you miss the point after try, and you go back and you get it on the Rouge. Nice work, nice coverage.
Your Bay Area, you have to keep everything in front of you. If you give up a field goal, that's one thing, but it's still a two-possession game. You don't want to let Sioux Falls find a way to score a touchdown.
Well,
you don't want to let Sioux Falls find a way to score a touchdown.
Well, the Storm have had the answer ever since the Bay Area went up by the 2 touchdowns. The Sioux Falls team has always come back with an answer, so it has stayed at 1 or 2 touchdowns the lead for the Panthers. Can Sioux Falls answer before halftime? Throw deep right side, and that is going to be over the head of Xavier Jackson. Out of bounds, incomplete, burned a lot of time. 7 seconds showing on the clock. A lot of whistles. There is a flag from the back judge right in the middle of the field.
Illegal contact beyond 5 yards. Defense, number 4. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Illegal play on the defender.
Yeah, Trey Meadows called for illegal contact. Generally, that means that there was some kind of double move presented to him. Maybe he took the bait and was going to get beat. Takes the penalty instead. It actually works in the Panthers' favor because, as you mentioned, 7 seconds came off of the clock, and the clock is the most important thing at this point in the first half.
Yeah, despite the penalty, you can't get the time back, can you? So 7 seconds remain. 1 timeout left for the Storm. They've got to get something done quick right here. Throw it, and that's intercepted. First turnover of the game. The takeaway, the tackle there as time expires. That is a monster play on defense. Bill Atkins stepped across, took it away, and the Panthers turn away the Sioux Falls Storm here, and will take a 2-touchdown lead into halftime.
The pride of Minnesota, Duluth, Bill Atkins causes the first turnover in the entire first half. Both quarterbacks, both offenses have been very good taking care of the football. That actually doesn't hurt Sioux Falls in the grand scheme of things, because when they tackled him all the time, it ran off the clock. Would have been tragic if there had been a second or 2 left and Bay Area could have gotten a field goal attempt off.
So the halftime score, well, it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Bay Area Panthers. And down on the field, we got to talk to the defensive coordinator of this team that's got the lead. Sandy Charles has Rob Keefe.
Yes, Floyd. Big defensive momentum right there. Coach, what do you need to do to keep this pressure on?
Well, we just got to keep the momentum up. Look, having the best defense is having a great offense. And Coach Wooten and the offense, the fact that we're scoring in every possession, that dictates the pace of the game. And then on defense, we just got to do our job. The fact that we were able to work the clock the way that we were and the way that we did, score last before the half, because they get the ball back first in the second half, we can't allow them to get that 2-for-1. So should have probably just fell down right there, so at least we could attempt the field goal. But nonetheless, we played a great first half of football.
Let's touch on your offense. What have you seen from your quarterback, Dalton Snead?
Well, Coach Wooten works with these guys so well. Dalton is a tough guy. He's awesome. This is exactly why he wanted to come to Bay Area to fight for a championship. Take care of the football. We'll win this football game.
Thank you, Coach. Floyd, back to you.
All right, Sandy, thank you for that. And listen, stand by. We're going to have a great halftime coming up for you in a moment. We'll break it down, look at some highlights in just a little bit. And we'll also talk with the commissioner of the IFL, Todd Tryon. That's coming up in a few moments as well. Don't go anywhere. How about a 34-20 Bay Area Panthers lead in the Dollar Loan Center National Championship game? Stand by for halftime. This is the CBS Sports Network. The Western Conference champions, the Bay Area Panthers, have a 34-20 lead at halftime over the Sioux Falls Storm out of the Indoor Football League's Eastern Conference. Welcome back in, everybody. Halftime and the Dollar Loan Center's National Championship game. Floyd Simmons along with my broadcast partner, Sean King, here bringing it to you. Been a great action-packed first half, Sean. This Bay Area Panthers team did a great job to get a stop early and keep their foot on the gas pedal to get that 2-touchdown halftime lead.
Yeah, as of now, Sioux Falls hasn't been able to stop the two-headed rushing attack of Dalton Sneed and Mr. Rankins. I mean, the quarterback has been evasive in space. The running back has been outstanding, as good as advertised. They've got to find a way, and I mean, Coach Riggs, head coach of the Storm, at halftime, they got to find a way to create some negative yardage plays, get Bay Area in a situation where they have to try and attempt to throw the ball, because right now this machine is well oiled and it seems like it's heading downhill and it's unstoppable.
Well, in that first half, you mentioned Dalton Sneed leading that rushing attack for the Bay Area Panthers. They want to establish the run, and they've done a great job of just that very thing. Dalton Sneed with a couple of touchdowns that will make anybody's highlight reel. Actually, 3 touchdown runs that come to mind for Dalton. We'll run through those for you now. The first one, he slips a tackle to make his way into the end zone and kind of establish an early tone. And then we talk about him lowering the helmet to get a touchdown later on. The young guy is playing with authority, and he's playing with a lot of heart today.
And confidence. Like, he looks and acts. His entire demeanor tells you, I'm the best football player at the Dollar Loan Center today. And that is such a great thing for a organization. That confidence permeates the entire group. But listen, Lorenzo Brown, he's not going out without a fight. This is his last game, allegedly. He's putting his best foot forward to try and keep the Storm in it. And listen, 14 points might be a lot in some leagues, but in the IFL, it's not that much. Also, Sioux Falls gets the ball first in the second half. So Lorenzo Brown said, listen, this thing ain't over. Make sure you tune in for the second half. See if he's able to bring Sioux Falls back and find a way to get this 14-point deficit into their advantage.
These two quarterbacks leading the way for their teams, as you must if you want to win a championship. They've set the tone. Who's going to win the title? Who's going to be the game's MVP? We don't know. But I'll tell you what, in a few moments, we'll talk to the commissioner of the IFL, Todd Tryon. Stand by, everybody. It's halftime of the 2023 Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League Championship game. Stand by.
Welcome back to the Dollar Loan Center for the 2023 IFL Championship, where the Panthers lead 34-20 on the Storm. I'm Sandy Charles, and I'm joined by IFL Commissioner Todd Tryon. Todd, like I mentioned, we're here at the Dollar Loan Center. So how special is this relationship?
You know, it's been a great partnership that we started a year ago, and Chuck Brennan came to us with the idea. And, you know, it's Chuck's idea to bring an IFL team to Vegas. And when he suggested, hey, let's get a neutral site, and I'd love to sponsor it for a few years, you know, I came here and I visited, I checked out the venue, and it was perfect. City of Henderson's been great, and, you know, we're looking forward to build on what we have.
Let's touch on that building. How exciting is it to see the growth of the IFL?
You know, I've been around the IFL obviously since the conception, and it's been crazy to see the growth of our league, but it really comes to our ownership group. We've really attracted some really quality owners. We stabilized, and then we started to build from there, and so we got a lot of great things coming here in 24, and for the future, we're going to be adding a couple teams here at some point, and you know, it's definitely trending in the right direction.
Another exciting part is the partnership with the XFL, and these young guys got to have a private workout in a combine style on Friday. How special is that partnership with the XFL?
You know, it was great to have. We had over 215 players come to Vegas for our championship weekend, and I talked to some XFL reps last night, and they said it was the most talent that they have had at a combine, and there will definitely be some players signed out of that. You know, that's our goal, is we provide a platform to help a player advance his life, whether it's on or off the field, and this relationship with the XFL just allows us to create a two-way situation so a player can advance to the XFL.
How much pride does that give you hearing that? That's the most talent he's seen. How much proud?
You know, sure, I'm proud of it, but I'm not shocked because I know the talent level here in the IFL. You know, you got to watch it to appreciate it. I mean, this is a fast-paced game, and you got to be pretty talented to get out here and to perform the way they do. So I'm not surprised at all. We got some unbelievable talent in this league, and the IFL is something to keep your eye on.
You touched on it, the talent. What sets the IFL apart?
Coaches. our coaching staff, our coaches across the board are unbelievable. The best indoor coaches have navigated to the IFL, and from top to bottom. I mean, to have two teams who did not make the playoffs last year be competing in the national championship game, it's good. We got great coaches.
Okay, last one. What should fans expect when they get to a game in person?
You know, it's a show. We're trying to put on an event. I mean, this is a perfect venue. The music is thumping, and you know, we got it's a brand new field, and you know, we got a halftime show, and you know, we continue to try and build this to make it a destination. And you know, someday I'll get Big Pun here to check this out, and it's something you gotta experience to appreciate.
Thank you so much for your time. It is exciting. There's nothing like the IFL, and we'll be right back from the 2023 IFL Championship right after this.
Back in, everybody, to the 2023 Dollar Loan Center National Championship game for the IFL, the Indoor Football League, back in Henderson, Nevada for a second year. And a 34-20 halftime advantage for the Bay Area Panthers. I want to welcome you back in, folks. My name is Floyd Simmons, bringing you the broadcast today here on the CBS Sports Network. And actually, a few minutes from now, we were going to talk to the guy who is to my left. We'll speak to him now, and he is one of the key players out here at the Dollar Loan Center. Chuck Brennan joins us now. This venue, this location, in its second year of hosting the Indoor Football League's National Championship game, has done a great job. Chuck, welcome in, and thank you for the partnership on behalf of the IFL. What the Dollar Loan Center is doing to step up, to join forces with the IFL has been a big deal for the league. And in our second year here, what a terrific event it has turned into.
Man, I love the IFL. It's so cool. It's already been 2 years. I can't believe it. And to have it back here, it's just the best.
So the venue, let's talk about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Purpose-built venue. This place, I know it's designed to host a number of different athletic endeavors, but the IFL fits perfectly right here at the Dollar Loan Center.
It does, and it's sports in mind all the way around. We built it for hockey, and then adding the indoor football product with the IFL was absolutely perfect. And when I talked to Commissioner Tryon about this at the beginning, he loved the idea. And then to toss it, you know, even further beyond the Nighthawks and to bring the championship here, I'll take credit. That was my idea. I love it.
We'll continue with Chuck Brennan for a couple of more moments, everybody. Back behind us on the field, they're about ready for the start of the second half of the IFL's National Championship game for 2023. And IFL's National Championship game for 2023, and it's been a great first half already. The Bay Area Panthers with the 2-touchdown lead as we get ready for the second half. I'll be joined by my broadcast partner Sean King in a moment, and of course our sideline reporter Sandy Charles will add to the fun and festivities of what is a great national championship atmosphere today at the Dollar Loan Center. We'll see the Sioux Falls Storm offense first. And they got a great lift from their quarterback, Lorenzo Brown Jr. in that first half. The veteran, the 35-year-old veteran who's won multiple championships in the past, is a guy who seems to be playing with an even bigger and more determined level of confidence to win another championship. His team brings it out to the 11-yard line to start the second half of this 2023 IFL National Championship game. Let's talk a little bit further to Chuck Brennan here with the Dollar Loan Center. And, you know, Chuck, we talk about, I mentioned it as a purpose-built facility. It's a great location. And the fans, they are so intimately involved with the activity. Whatever that activity might be, whether it's hockey, whether it's the Indoor Football League, the fans are up close and personal to the activity, and you've got to appreciate just how much the fans love the experience. As we watch Lorenzo Brown Jr. run for a first down into Panthers territory on that first down game.
Well, you know, when we have the Indoor Football League like this, and hockey, and the G League, this thing was all built around sports. The fan experience is over the top, incredible. It's easy to get in and out. It's the perfect size. It's a sports fan's dream, and The price point is awesome. It's not Allegiant, it's not T-Mobile. It's just an intimate setting. It's perfect for sports fans, and to have all the sports here now, it couldn't be any better.
And of course, if it's the greater Vegas area, it's all about the amenities. You get so much to keep you entertained, and the great food and the great accommodations as we watch Lorenzo Brown Jr., the quarterback, take it again for another first down. That'll be a gain of 11 as we check in with Sandy Charles down on the field.
Thanks, Floyd. Yes, I checked in with Storm head coach Curtis Riggs at the half, and I asked him what he's seen from Lorenzo Brown so far, and he said he's been okay. He's got to score on drives. They have to finish the job. I asked him his message to his team. He said, quit playing soft. Make tackles, run aggressive, and we have to score. Floyd.
Lorenzo Brown Jr., the quarterback, will line them up. And he'll get motion from either side. Fake the speed sweep, taking himself up the middle, and a great tackle straight up the gut. And the defender making that play, Marquise Bridges, steps up, puts the stop on. Hey, Chuck, one more question for you. Tell me a bit about the relationship with the Indoor Football League and this great venue in Vegas.
Well, it honestly started, I grew up in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I lived there for 28 years. So, you know, Todd Tryon, the commissioner, played safety there for, 5 years at the Storm, and then coached, and then was an owner, and then was the commissioner. So I've been exposed to this type of football since its inception, and to get that in the venue out here and to pull that in as one of our main sports, perfect fit.
Flip it left side, tackle made inside the 5-yard line. What a great finish. That'll be near a first down, and the Sioux Falls Storm setting themselves up to strike again. Thanks for being here, Chuck. Do appreciate everything, and great job. You, your team, this championship event is second to none. Well done.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you so much for coming.
Floyd, I know I kind of been like the third wheel in this date. You guys are kind of having dinner.
Sorry about that,
hell,
Sean.
I'm just sitting over here. The waiter won't even offer me any water. I actually live here in Vegas, and I call the Nighthawks game. So for anybody that's not been to Dollar Loan Center, I've seen the Silverhawks play. I've seen the Ignite play. So I've watched basketball, hockey, and football in this arena, and all the seats are tremendous. It's always easy to get in and out. It's a great area surrounded by a lot of restaurants and forms of entertainment. So if you have not gotten to the Dollar Loan Center, definitely make that something that's on your calendar before the end of 23. Thank you guys for letting me join your date that y'all had going on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, that's Chuck Brennan there, and the guy there, putting me in my place is Sean King, the Super Bowl champion. Sean, let's get this second half rolling, shall we? 2-touchdown lead for the Bay Area Panthers, but this Sioux Falls Storm team with that quarterback on your screen, Lorenzo Brown Jr., is not going to go away easy. It's a second down and goal situation from the 2-yard line. Lorenzo Brown Jr. fighting, reaching, and he got it across. That's the Sioux Falls touchdown.
I mean, what was that? 3 big-time carries on the opening drive of the second half for Lorenzo Brown Jr. I mean, you can tell he don't want to go off this field and leave anything, energy, effort, potential plays left. So, I mean, he's giving it everything he has. At the end of the day, though, it's going to come down to this Storm defense. Can they find a way to stop Dalton Sneed and Jay Rankins?
So the kick is up, and it's good. So the kick is up, and it's good with 10:34 on the clock in this third quarter. And Sioux Falls is just hanging around. 34-27, the lead for Bay Area. Stand by. The 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game. Well, Sean King, you call this place home, and there's a great shot of the Strip, a very famous, iconic American city right there. And I got to tell you, I tried to get some dinner reservations tonight at a swanky joint downtown. I was too late. You've got to give me some help here, man. You got to call in a favor or something and get me some dinner, okay?
I got you. August 1st was the start of year 3 for me and my family out here in Vegas. So it's been a wonderful experience. The community's really embraced us. You know, I've gotten to do a lot of great things. You know, covering the Indoor Football League has been one of them. So it looks like we're going to be here for a while.
Here comes the Sioux Falls kick. near the dasher boards. Fielded there. And a great return developing. And the tackle, touchdown saving tackle made in Sioux Falls territory. Bringing it back. And a great return. Cottrell Haywood at a Gardner Webb. And the tackle is made, putting Bay Area in great field position. They'll be at the 19-yard line of Sioux Falls.
And Cottrell Haywood's one of a lot of great returners. If you've been watching the game from the beginning and you're wondering why doesn't the kicker just kick it deep to the deep guy, I mean, these guys are special. You're almost better letting them start at 25 because these guys can change the game at any moment.
(34-27). Justin Rankin with the carry over the left side. He'll go straight ahead for a 2-yard gain to bring up 2nd down and 8. The Panthers primely positioned to get back to their standard 2-touchdown lead. They've been kind of managing throughout the game.
Just as a reset, if you're just tuning in, I know it's indoor football league. You're used to the quarterback throwing it all over the park and, you know, big explosive plays. This is who Bay Area is. They're going to run the football with Justin Rankin and Dalton Sneed, and then they're going to play action and try and hit you for a big play. But up to this point, Sioux Falls has not been able to contain this Panther run game, and I imagine we'll continue to see it until they do.
Play action. And the pass, which was right on the mark for J.T. Stokes, is unable to haul that one in. And will go incomplete. This Bay Area team, they get here as the number 2 seed in the Western Conference. They hosted the Tucson Sugar Skulls in round 1 of the playoffs and got a 46-34 victory to advance to the conference championship game, where they got to face off with the 4 seed, the number 4 seed in the West. That was the Northern Arizona Wranglers, who came up with a big first-round upset win over the Arizona Rattlers. That gave them the right to take on Bay Area. Panthers hosted that conference championship and came away with a 68-46 victory. Land them right here in Henderson, Nevada. Take on Sioux Falls in the championship game. Fake it there, left side, and there is a tough run. That'll go inside the 5-yard line. That wasn't the most graceful run, but a strong finish for that young quarterback. That'll be a gain of about 11, make it 12 yards to the 5-yard line for Dalton Sneed.
Well, most people won't know who I'm talking about, and they won't be on the stat sheet after the game. But Jermaine Ledbetter, Kyle Davis, and Amari Catchins, they are dominating the line of scrimmage. You know, all of these misdirection runs, the backside offensive lineman has to maintain that block for normal. They're people movers. They're moving this Storm front at their will, and that's why the Panthers are having such success.
I like it, people movers, and they're going to try to move the left side. Dalton Sneed trying to sneak in between the people, and he is going to get to the 4-yard line. A marker comes out from the back judge. Movers, and they're going to try to move the left side. Dalton Sneed trying to sneak in between the people, and he is going to get to the 4-yard line. A marker comes out from the back judge.
As we wait on the ref, James Brown, the linebacker on that tackle, actually leads the Storm with 104.
Illegal defense. Sioux Falls, number 2, is lined up outside the frame of the guard. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
You know, seeing what a propensity the Panthers have to run the ball, I presume James Brown will be a big part of this game, but so far we haven't heard a lot from the Sioux Falls linebacker. If they're going to win this game, he's going to have to start making some plays just like the one previously.
So Sneed lines them up. It'll be first down and goal inside the 3-yard line for the Panthers. Motion on the right, give it to the left, and Rankin is going to get hit immediately, and he'll lose yardage on the play. More markers come out as a whole bunch of bodies collected.
Holding, offense number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
So it's a good defensive play at any rate, and then you tack on the holding penalty. Ball goes back out to the other 12.5-yard line.
To all you former or current offensive linemen out there, I hear this motto all the time: overworked and underappreciated. See, this is why broadcasters don't appreciate it. I call out Big 74 Kyle Davis by name. He gets a penalty on me on the subsequent play, Floyd.
It's a dirty job. There's whistles at the snap, and a false start will be called on the offense.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
So you're a quarterback, Sean, and you know the question I'd ask you is that a psychology game that you. There's whistles at the snap, and a false start will be called on the offense.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
So you're a quarterback, Sean, and you know the question I'd ask you is that a psychology game that you have to play with your offensive linemen. Those are the most important people in your life during a football game. So how do you make sure that you take care of those guys on and off the field?
I think the main thing is consistency. Just helping them understand that, you don't think you're any bigger or more important than they are. Being a hard worker, demonstrating with your actions that you're a team player. But when it came to my communication with them, I was like, listen, there are going to be times when the guy in front of you is just better. I can deal with those. But make sure from an understanding football IQ standpoint, we're on top of all the details.
Check in with Sandy Charles down on the field.
Thanks, Floyd. Yes, I actually talked to Dalton Snead about the team chemistry altogether and about the offensive line, and he said it's all about guys leaning on each other and playing for each other. When the guy next to you is working hard and working his tail off, you have to reciprocate. The best teams are the ones that come together not just on the field, but off the field as well. And this team, they go out to eat, they go bowling, and they put football aside, and they build that true friendship, he said. That camaraderie brought this team together.
As quarterback draw, Dalton Snead taking it right up the gut. He'll cross the 10-yard line. It'll be third and goal from the 9-yard line. By the way, previous play to that short catch made by Niger Jackson. I believe that was his first catch in the game. A guy that, if the passing game becomes an issue for the Panthers and it's needed, he's a guy that they'll have to get more involved. Of course, the running game, as you see right there, is getting it done for the Panthers.
Yeah, he's been a big part of their success this year. And just to piggyback on what Sandy said, that's why you go from winning one game in 22 to being in the title game in 23. Culture, teamwork, accountability, family, it's all come together for this Bay Area squad.
A lot of time, and a pass caught by J.T. Stokes in the end zone for what may be a touchdown, but there are two markers down. The referee throws his.
Complete.
The back judge threw his as well. So there'll be a couple of penalties.
Dalton took a shot on the sideline.
Well, the penalty marker from the referee came out well before the hit there.
See, Dalton's extending the plays, trying to wait on guys to, get into the scramble drill, which they're redirecting. But man,
offense number 74. That's a 10-yard penalty. It'll be third down. Also, first warning of the game for an umpire pick on the offense of Sioux Falls.
Well, you cannot intentionally use the umpire to gain an advantage. It's got to be pretty tempting, though. I mean, it's a close, confined, jam-packed area with a lot of bodies moving all over the place.
That's probably a little nitpicky if you ask me. I don't think it had an impact on the play, but, back to this umpire pick. Now, first of all, Floyd, all umpires aren't created the same. I mean, what's his combine numbers? I mean, maybe he's not, great in the change of direction department.
I'm taking a look at the umpire right now. He's a pretty good-sized fella. Pump it left side, throw the screen on the right side. Justin Rankin has it. It closes down fairly quickly afterward. Physical finish on defense, and among those guys that helped to make it happen, Byron Edwards was there. You'll take a look up with the football. James Brown, the ball was down. It'll remain a Bay Area's football, or will it? It will. Here comes the place-kicking team on 4th and goal.
Tremendous play by Byron Edwards. You hear defensive coaches talk about shoot your gun all the time to those defenders. I mean, if he doesn't, get aggressive and get vertical and get to the lower extremity of Rankin there, this is a touchdown. Good job not waiting on the offensive line. And that's just an excellent play by Mr. Edwards.
Here comes Craig Peterson on to try a field goal, 30-yard field goal with those narrow pipes, and it's right down the middle. The 3 points are good. for the Bay Area Panthers. And every little bit you can scratch from this point forward is going to be huge. Stand by, more third quarter action is on the way in the 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game. Tonight at 10 Eastern, the toughest or under makes its way to Kansas City as the world's top bull riders join forces in a competition like no other. Watch PBR Team Series here on CBS Sports Network. Hey, welcome back in, everybody, to the Dollar Loan Center, the host site, the host venue for the 2023 Indoor Football League National Championship game. And we're in on what is right now a 10-point lead for the Bay Area Panthers. This kick, Sioux Falls, ball fielded at the goal line, and that's Blakey bringing it out. He is going to get tackled. Well, you know, got the little turf monster issue working for a moment. Dwight Blakey brings it out to the 13-yard line. First down at 10 for Lorenzo Brown Jr. and that Sioux Falls Storm offense.
It's an important drive from a momentum standpoint for Sioux Falls. Your defense finally forces Bay Area to kick a field goal as opposed to allowing a touchdown. If you can take this drive down and turn this into a three-point game, you know, now, you know, a lot of the pressure starts to switch sides. Where it's felt like the Storm have been on the wrong side of the momentum, this could kind of even the scales.
Well, a handoff, yeah, great tackle coming up, and the guy that applies the hit, Antoine Kincaid, is the guy that is able to make the stop on Donnie Corley.
The pride of Western Kentucky. You think Western Kentucky, we think offense, right? High-powered, explosive, but I guess they play a little defense down there, the Hilltoppers, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
So basically no gain on that last play, second down and 10. Brown steps up, helmet taken right off, and he's in fact asking for somebody to maybe have noticed that there was contact on his helmet, and they'll give him a no gain on that play. How about third down and 10 coming up?
Really good individual effort by Jackson here. Initial pass rush move was negated by the O-lineman, kept his motor high, continued finish, ended up with a sack.
Big spot right here, third down and 10. Brown puts him in motion, delivers on the right side. The catch is made. That'll be well shy of the first down. It's Donnie Corley hauling the pass in. He is going to be marked down at the 20-yard line, so 3 yards to get the first down, but it's fourth down. Is this fourth down territory?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know you forced a field goal by Bay Area, but you haven't really stopped them as of yet. But great play on that third down by Wes Bowers. I mean, he gets to the football so fast, Floyd. He's probably as quick of a defender as I've seen this season in the IFL. Fourth down.
So the fans are on their feet here at the Dollar Loan Center. And Brown will put his two guys in motion. Steps up, throws deep, passes nearly intercepted. Back deep over the top was Trey Meadows. The intended receiver, Donnie, could not get there, but there is a marker right down in the middle. I believe the umpire threw his penalty flag in the middle of things.
Number 33, 5-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So after the incomplete pass, the overthrow by Brown, second life in the sequence for the Sioux Falls offense.
It's one of those nuances of the IFL. The defense can only have so many guys within a certain proximity of the line of scrimmage that are inside the actual tackle-to-tackle offensive box. So it looks like they're saying West was a little premature in his alignment in his alignment.
Load him up on the right side. Now motion comes over to the left side, and that's where they'll run the football. Xavier Jackson, and he is tracked down. There wasn't a whole lot going on right there, and that was mostly thanks to Tona Jackson stepping up and getting a stop for about a 2-yard pickup on the play.
You know, Floyd, outside of a couple of QB scrambles by Lorenzo Brown, I mean, this Panthers defense has been outstanding versus the run.
Second down and 8. The ball rests at the 23-yard line of Bay Area. Big possession, but they're all big from this point forward. 28 seconds remain here in the third quarter. That fourth quarter, you can bet these teams, especially that Sioux Falls team, their veteran quarterback, their legendary coach, the all-time winningest indoor football coach ever call a game, Curtis Riggs. And look at Brown with the great run, picking his way downfield, directing traffic like a veteran quarterback at a 16-yard gain. They don't make a bigger 16-yard gain. That will be the final play of the third quarter, everybody. We got 15 minutes coming up. Stand by for the fourth quarter in the 2023 Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League Championship game, the CBS Sports Network.
Indoor Football League National Championship on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by LVCVA. LVCVA promotes Las Vegas as the world's most desirable destination for leisure and business. By Dollar Loan Center, the official short-term loan provider of the Indoor Football League. By Germain Cars, 20 iconic brands, and one exceptional experience since 1947. And by Build Your Base. Learn about their comprehensive sports nutrition program at buildyourbase.org.
And one of the all-time great franchises in indoor football league history, the Sioux Falls Storm, will set up their offense to start this fourth quarter of the 2023 Dollar Loan Center National Championship game. A flag comes out on this first play of the fourth quarter. The quarterback, Lorenzo Brown Jr., trying to take it up the middle. Short gain.
10-yard penalty, first down.
And you see it there. The hold will bring everything back the other direction. And it'll be first down and goal from the 19-yard line.
A thought just popped into my mind, and you very rarely see this in the indoor game. You know, two teams that really have struggled to throw the ball, especially down the field, but have been really good at grinding out drives. And, you know, if you're Todd Tryon and you're the commissioner, this has to be actually wonderful for him because you want parity. And when two teams that don't necessarily have a great passing attack can get to the championship game, it gives every organization the belief that from one year to the next, they can go from, you know, being at the bottom to being at the top.
Brown with the throw.
What a catch.
A terrific catch. That is about as much as you can ask a guy to stretch his limits. And a beautiful catch by Dwight Blakey inside the 5-yard line.
Ball got away from Lorenzo just a little bit, but man, quarterback loves when his wide receiver makes him right.
And the offense gets set quickly. Motion to the line, fake it. Brown, left side, reaches, and that is a touchdown! Sioux Falls back on the board. It's a very late flag thrown. Rob Keefe,
the Bay Area assistant head coach, they're first.
So the flag is for a warning on Rob Keefe. The defensive coordinator came out and he was adamant about his belief that Lorenzo Brown Jr. went out of bounds and hit that dasher board on the side.
And I think he's right, but I think stretching the ball out, it crosses the plane before that left shoulder contacts the sideboard. So I think it's the right call on the field by the referee. Great individual effort by Brown, by the way.
And there is no challenge flag that's come out, so not sure how much he believed in it, but here's the kick. And that'll go right down the middle. The point after is tacked on by Austin Neufeld.
Yeah, I got a question. Is there a statue of Lorenzo Brown Jr. in Sioux Falls somewhere? I mean, the guy went to University of Sioux Falls. He's the best player in the history of the Sioux Falls Storm. Holds 8 statistical records for career achievement at that. Won 3 championships. I mean, outside the stadium, on the campus of the university, I'm starting the campaign. We got to get something erected. So Lorenzo Brown Jr. is always known, regardless whether he's... So Lorenzo Brown Jr. is always known, regardless whether he's alive or not, in the city of Sioux Falls.
Listen,
something that's forever.
I'll contribute if you've got a little GoFundMe. I'll contribute to that. Hey, Sandy Charles, what do you have?
Yes, I like the idea of this statue for Lorenzo Brown Jr., especially another fact to add in there. He was undefeated in college, Coach Riggs told me. So I definitely think he should get a statue.
So the legend continues.
I mean, it just continues. It gets bigger. Thanks, Sandy. I mean, it just enhances my opinion. I mean, when do you ever see a guy that plays professional sports in the same city he played college and is absolutely killing it at both?
Yeah, he is battling to win potentially his third ever championship game most valuable player award. Has 2 of them in the past to go along with 3 championship rings.
Well, if the Storm can find a way to win today, he's definitely the MVP.
Well, at the rate of play so far, right? Here's a kick that's fielded and brought back to near midfield by the Panthers, bringing it back, Marquise Bridges. And all of a sudden, you take a look at the scoreboard. If Sioux Falls can get a stop, they can reverse the entire complexion of the game by taking the lead potentially. But we've watched them hover between 1 and 2 touchdowns behind the entire game. Guess what? A 3-point game now, and Sioux Falls is starting to capture a little bit of that all-important fourth-quarter momentum.
Yeah, Andre Fields, he's assistant head coach and defensive coordinator. He's standing down on the field right now. He's thinking the same thing. Can we get a stop?
Got to stop that guy. Got to stop Dalton Sneed. Hands off right side, Rankin. And he is going to get dropped just past midfield. Give him a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7 coming right up.
Well, I know one thing. Dixie Wooten's not going to go away from what got the Panthers offense to this point, and that's a run game behind Justin Rankin and Dalton Sneed. So I know one. You know, this front 4 of the Storm, they're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to find a way to get off some of these blocks and get some tackles for losses.
So the 2nd down play, Sneed will throw quickly, and he's got his man. He's got a 1st down. The battle will produce a gain of about 7 on the play. That was well done. The guy on the receiving end hauling it in, Cottrell Haywood, and the 1st down. Well, Dalton wasted no time. And Haywood with a great job. Line him up. Dalton Sneed, 1st down and 10. Well, at about the 16-yard line. Here's the give to Rankin over the right side. 2-yard gain. Sandy Charles down on the field.
Yes, thanks, Floyd. Every single person that I talked to about Dalton Sneed said he is a leader. Coach Riggs mentioned it, Coach Wooten, Coach Keefe, even Justin Rankin. Coach Keefe called him the heart and soul of this team. And Justin Rankin said he's the motor, we're the parts around him. I asked Dalton where this comes from, and he said his parents, and they're actually here today. He said his dad built me into the athlete and man that I am and that I carry with me on the field. They are the backbone to everything that I do. Back to you.
And a marker down before he can get the snap here. False start on the offense.
Encroachment. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
My mistake, encroachment. One of the very few times in my entire life I've heard an offensive player called. And a marker down before he can get the snap here. False start on the offense.
Encroachment. Offense number 8. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
My mistake, encroachment. One of the very few times in my entire life I've heard an offensive player called for encroachment.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the unique things about the IFL, I guess. So they mark it back.
Another unique thing, and I'm sorry for not to cut you off, is even though it's an offensive penalty, the clock doesn't stop. So it's important now that Sioux Falls is going to have to get a defensive stop at some point, or the clock's going to become a problem.
As markers down, there's a throw to the end zone. JT Stokes has the apparent touchdown. They'll call that a touchdown, but we might have illegal motion. We might have had guys.
I think it's offsides.
They look the other way. Oh, you're right.
Offside. Defense number 92. That penalty's declined.
Big touchdown for the Bay Area Panthers. J.T. Stokes' catch will stand, and the Panthers are back on top for the moment by 9.
In honor of the late Stuart Scott, man, this Dalton Snead is as cool as the other side of the pillow. One of the things I look for when I'm evaluating quarterbacks, and they be calm when it's chaotic. Dalton always seems in control, always seems to make the right play with his feet, the right throw with his arm. Touchdown, Panthers.
And the point is good. A 10-point advantage once again for the Bay Area Panthers. 44-34 with 10.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. The 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game. Stand by. Back to a 10-point lead for the Bay Area Panthers. Just when the Sioux Falls Storm had their moments, they couldn't take it then. But with 10:38 remaining in the fourth quarter, so much can happen. It's the wonder and the fun of the IFL game. The thing that we love about it is the script can flip on you so fast. So that 10-point deficit for the Sioux Falls Storm. Don't leave your seats just yet. Anything can happen in these final moments. Here's the return. The kick is brought back. It was Cole Furness who brought it out just past the 20-yard line.
And Floyd, is so ironic because the two teams are almost a mirror image of each other. Both hardcore, blue collar, play the game the right way, physical at the point of attack. Bay Area got the ball first and scored, and it just seems like Sioux Falls has never really been able to catch all the way back up. But when I see Sioux Falls, I feel like I'm looking at Bay Area. When I watch Bay Area, I feel like I'm looking at Sioux Falls. Both quarterbacks have been outstanding. If you're Bay Area, you're like, if we get a stop, we can really put this game on ice. And if you're Sioux Falls, you're just going to keep pounding the rock and hope eventually the rock breaks.
Xavier Jackson with the carry to midfield. He'll be dropped at the 25-yard line. Credit him with a 4-yard pickup on the play. 2nd down and 6, straight ahead.
Xavier Jackson, Floyd, from cut to starting running back in the championship game. I love those kind of stories where guys don't give up when they're presented with failure. He just kept grinding, and look at him now.
Zay Jackson, you call him. He goes in motion out of the backfield, and that'll clear out the middle. Nice catch by Furness, who will gain the first down and give him a pickup of 9 yards on the play. Nice play design right there. Let's throw it to Sandy Charles again. Hey, Sandy.
Hey, Floyd. Yes, you guys have mentioned Zay Jackson. And I spoke with Coach Riggs about him, and he said he's like a Swiss Army knife. He was just filling in, and he just got it, and he's here. He is part of it, and he can do everything good. He does it all really well. He's a really good football mind, catches the ball. He's really tough, and he's tougher than you think, and he's able to run very well in space. So what started off as just a fill-in, he is now a part and a key to this team.
And the fake to him. Brown keeps it himself, and that's a no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Great story. Great job by Sandy right there of giving you more details on the young running back. Something from a tempo standpoint. Sioux Falls has been very methodical, but you can see a greater sense of urgency now in getting lined up and getting the next play snap. You know, Coach Riggs been in this game a long time. He knows he's running out of time.
And this one is deflected, intercepted, and the second takeaway for Bay Area down the sideline. It goes! Touchdown! Panthers! Marquise Bridges calls it in. He goes the distance. There is a player down, but the touchdown stands for Bay Area.
A tremendous play.
Officials timeout for injury. The rule in the field is a touchdown.
A tremendous play by Bill Atkins. So good, I think he might have injured himself. But he's the guy that actually makes the initial deflection. That's Bill there. You see he lands on his tailbone. Great job of Marquise Bridges. Right guy, right place, right time. What a finish. What a finish. Their DB coaches watching this game. They're jumping up and down right now, feet on the couch. Wife mad at them. But they love when a defensive back gets an opportunity on a tip ball. They call it Oski. To not only catch it, but then take it all the way. Points for the Panthers. Is that enough? I've seen IFL games, the defensive back gets an opportunity on a tip ball. They call it Oski. To not only catch it, but then take it all the way. Points for the Panthers. Is that enough? I've seen IFL games, they never seem to be over until they're over, but as good as the Bay Area has been on offense, can Sioux Falls find a way to come back?
Well, I'm going to say initially, especially at the championship level, not enough, okay, not enough. However, it is going to be extremely tough for Sioux Falls. They've got to get a couple of balls bounced the right way, their direction. We'll start to see the onside kick come into play here very soon, especially when Sioux Falls, of course, when they score. Hey, the other thing about this game, Sean, you can relate to this. You've watched a lot of IFL action. Is you'll see teams late in games who have the lead that sometimes they'll onside kick even with the lead, because it is so easy to score in the game. If you can get a quick turnaround, take away at that, you can really pile on your opponent. So, you know, anything is possible in the final moments of a big IFL game.
And glad Bill Atkins was able to go off the field on his own. You know, again, that's probably more sore than anything else. You know, he was high. I mean, I don't know what his vert is, but that looked like at least 40 plus. You know, so to land on that tailbone, that don't feel good.
Greg Peterson to try to make this now a 17-point difference. Remember, just a moment ago, it was a 3-point game. My, how quickly things have turned, and Peterson's kick is good. So it is 51-34, 7:41 remaining in the 34, 7:41 remaining in the fourth quarter of this championship matchup. The Dollar Loan Center IFL championship game for 2023 and the CBS Sports Network.
2023 has been a landmark year for the Indoor Football League. Our 15th season saw tremendous growth, both on and off the field. Bold steps towards a bright future, cutting-edge fan engagement, and powerful new partnerships. And we're just getting started. There will be more in 2024. Calculated growth, strong franchises, and the best indoor football on the planet. The IFL.
The Sioux Falls Storm had the momentum coming out for the second half, but it's been taken right back by the Bay Area Panthers. And the Panthers are getting set to kick it away after developing a 51-34 lead now here in the fourth quarter. And again, don't go away. The clock will run in times when, if you're a football fan and new to the game, new to the IFL, you're going to see the clock running at times when it seems like it shouldn't be running. Well, that has to do with the rules in the game. And here's a great kick that is going to skip through and go out of the back of the end zone after hitting the field of play. So that'll be marked down at the 5-yard line for Sioux Falls. And
that was very fortunate for Sioux Falls, because if that hits, you know, the back, you know, buried there in the end zone, it might be another ruse for the Bay Area, because it's going to be very difficult for him to get out of the end zone.
It just seems like right now the roof caving in on the Storm, and everything, even the way the ball is bouncing is going Bay Area's direction. They have the 2 takeaways in this game. They closed out the first half with an interception, and then there was that pick 6 a moment ago. Went the length of the field, and a tipped pass. Another good defensive play. Look at that, outstretched arms by J.R. Stevens to tip it on what would have otherwise been a first down reception assuredly. Let's check in with our Sandy Charles down on the field.
Thanks, Floyd. Yes, you mentioned this Panthers defense, and we saw that big defensive grab by Marquise Bridges. Well, fun fact, he went to North Dakota State, and you know who else did? 49ers quarterback Trey Lance. So they have a relationship, and Trey Lance has been at the game supporting Bay Area. And there's actually a picture of the last game, Trey Lance giving Dalton Sneed a hug. So it's really nice to see all together them supporting each other, and I like that little relationship. Back to you.
Marquise Bridges making a big name in the game today, and certainly if Bay Area can hold out, he's got to be a guy that is in contention for today's Most Valuable Player award. On the other side, if Lorenzo Brown Jr., who throws a little high to his receiver Thurnis and it's incomplete, if he can help engineer the comeback here, there's no question who would get that award for the Sioux Falls Storm, but he's got a lot of work to do in these final moments.
He does, and just to follow up on Sandy's point about Trey Lance, listen, first of all, can I give a public congratulations to my former teammate, my good friend Rondé Barber, being elected into the National Football League Hall of Fame on Saturday night. John Lynch was there. John, if you're listening, the right thing to do is start Trey Lance. They gave up too much from a resource standpoint to acquire him in that draft. Listen, I know Brock Purdy was good, but Lance has gotten hurt both seasons. See what the young man can do.
51-34. The Storm, they got to get points on the board. Marker down at the snap. They're going to let the play out. Long pass, and Marquise Bridges talked about him. Almost got himself another takeaway. There's the marker down.
Illegal defense. Bay Area number 44 was not down to stance at the snap. 5-yard penalty. It's 4th down.
And another of the nuances. You've got to be down in your stance at the snap if you're a defensive lineman in this game. And that'll cost Bay Area 5 yards. 4th down, by the way, 4th and 4.
Every defensive coordinator that runs a 3-4, an odd front, just rolled his eyes a little bit. We hadn't heard a lot of Donnie Corley tonight. He was their leading pass catcher coming. They never needed him. They need him right now.
Deep throw on 4th down, and that's going to go into the stands. There's a marker down. We'll see if Sioux Falls gets a break on this one.
Looks like it's illegal contact.
Illegal contact beyond 5 yards. Defense number 4. 5-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Well, the Bay Area fans are going to respond like you might expect. That'll be an automatic 1st down. We'll take another look at it, and we'll see if we can spot it.
Trey Meadows, because he's playing inside leverage anyway, you see, so he's taking away the inside route with his leverage, so it's no reason to get handsy there on an outbreaking route.
And that'll give up the 1st down. 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line for Sioux Falls. Fake it. Lorenzo Brown gets a block. He goes for a nice gain across the 20-yard line before being driven into the dasher on that far side to the 22-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on the play.
Little under 5 minutes left. Sioux Falls probably got to get a little out of character left. They're kind of methodical offense. They got to find a way to create an explosive big play here. They not only need points, but they need points fast, Floyd.
4.5 minutes thereabouts remaining. Brown over the middle, throws behind his receiver. Great catch in traffic, and it's hauled in by Donnie Corley. The Texas Southern product is able to make the catch for the 1st down, and the ball will come to rest at the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st down and goal. Both teams have their full complement of timeouts. 3 apiece. Sioux Falls with a big need for a touchdown here. Look at Brown. Stand, calmly, deliver. It's a little bit high, incomplete. The veteran showing his calm demeanor. A little action in the middle after the game, after the play. No flags there.
You know, if you're Sioux Falls, I think you need a little more sense of urgency here, right? Because you know when Bay Area gets the ball back, they're probably not going to throw it anymore. They're going to run the ball, so just think Sioux Falls maybe is wasting a little too much time.
Kind of has that feel, doesn't it? Fake it. Brown, take it inside the 5-yard line, and he comes down at the 3-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and goal at the 3 for Sioux Falls. Clock ticking.
And you see Peyton Riggs telling his team, like, come on, guys. I know you're tired, but we got to get this ball snapped.
Time to throw. And a difficult spot the ball is thrown in. Thurnis was the intended receiver. The defender nearby was J.R. Stevens, and there are markers down on the play.
Illegal blitz. Defense number 16. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic 1st down.
Well, Sean, all of that works out for Sioux Falls. They'll take that. They get the ball inside the 2-yard line and 4 downs to work with. However, the clock is the issue right now for Sioux Falls.
Under 3 minutes now, and it's still ticking. It won't stop until they get to the 1-minute mark. So they have to score on this play. I mean, that's devastating.
And they did not.
We got another flag as well.
Yeah, marker from the umpire. The line judge on the near side said the knee went down before the ball came across.
More importantly, that clock is running.
33 was not stationary at the snap. Half the distance to the goal. Second down. Correct.
If you're Bay Area, you don't mind any of this.
Not at all.
Wow, what a defensive play.
That's why.
The ball comes out.
That's why, Floyd.
And the defender is Antoine Kincaid. The offense did make the recovery, but that was nearly the play of the game.
But that's why, just to harp on my point, listen, do you practice it or are you good at it? Just because it may be the right thing to do, every team's not good at everything on offense. If those offensive linemen aren't used to getting low and firing off the ball, it may not be the best play call in this situation.
And all the time that's come off the clock while Sioux Falls has been inside the 10-yard line. Fake it and throw and incomplete. And a marker is down. That'll be another defensive penalty. And it'll go half the distance again, but time keeps chipping away on the Sioux Falls Storm.
Pass interference. Defense, number 16. Half the distance goal. Automatic first down.
When they snapped their first play inside of the 5, it was 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock. It's 2 minutes and 1 second. They still haven't scored. So you're absolutely right, Floyd. And that's a tic-tac call, but if you're Bay Area, you're not really worried about it. The bigger thing is Sioux Falls has to get this ball in the end zone immediately.
And how frustrated is Curtis Riggs right now? Sioux Falls head coach.
Peyton's calling his best stuff. Peyton's calling the game tonight, the Sun, but it's just not working in his favor.
Almost a disaster. Backed into one of his backfield mates. They lined up the big fella back there. You see the incomplete. Logan Swanson was behind the quarterback. Interesting lineup. I guess Logan as a fullback type, and the quarterback backs into him. Timeout taken by Sioux Falls. You see there. Incomplete pass. Sean, it's just absolutely turning into a disaster right here in the red zone for Sioux Falls.
And I think the game is effectively over outside of them being able to get an onside, because having to use your timeout, which he had to. Like, one thing a coordinator, coach on the sideline has to do, be aware when your team is fatigued. This has been a long drive for Sioux Falls. They're tired. Look at them, hands in their hips. And this water tastes like gold right now. The best thing they could ever have. But you burn that timeout, now you only have 2. So now in Bay Area, if they recover the onside, gets the ball, you can't stop the clock after second down. So, you know, very, very expensive, you know, sequence of plays here inside of the 5-yard line for the Storm.
And it's been a myriad of those defensive players on the Bay Area side that have helped make this happen. There was that big play by Antoine Kincaid, knocking the ball loose. On that play, the recovery by Zay Jackson. Give him a lot of credit, by the way. And we didn't talk about it, but when he made that fumble recovery that has kept this possession alive for Sioux Falls. I mean, the battle for the ball right there on that moment. The fact that he wrenched it away from Kincaid, great job.
Yeah, excellent job being aware. All the little things.
However,
I do want to say this. You know, if it doesn't turn out their way, I want to tip my hat to Lorenzo Brown Jr. and to Curtis Riggs. I mean, 2 tremendous, you know, and Riggs.
We'll see if it's not over yet. Flip it left side. Zay Jackson will take it across. That is a much-needed Sioux Falls touchdown. And you see the hustle going on because the clock is going to run.
It doesn't stop, right? It just is running.
You've got to try and get this point after tacked on as quick as possible. The special teams did not get out there very quick.
So you got to make it to miss it, but it needs to happen quick.
So the kick is up, and the kick is good. (51-41), a 10-point game. You can bet the onside is on the way. Well, we think it's on the way. If you trust your defense, maybe not. Take a look at the touchdown again. Zay Jackson fighting for it and getting the score. So 1:15 remaining. Mercifully, the clock finally stops ticking on the Sioux Falls Storm.
You know, if you're the Bay Area, you're getting your hands team ready, guys. We know it's coming hard, low, fast, could be bouncing around. The only thing that matters, we have to secure this football.
Well, tomorrow at 2 Eastern, CBS Sports Network journeys to the Meadowlands as Colts and Phillies take off for the biggest harness race of the year. Don't miss the 2023 Hambletonian right here on CBS Sports Network. So again, a 10-point advantage for the Bay Area Panthers. How about this? Last year, 2022 season, they were 1-15. They won their first game of the year. Came out looking good. And then lost 15 in a row. The onside will not work. The return is short of the end zone. Well done to field the high bouncer by Niger Jackson. And he goes inside the 5-yard line with it. That's the penalty you pay when you can't get it right. But you had to go for it, and Sioux Falls is going to yield possession inside the, well, right at the area.
Yeah, but interesting strategy right here for Dixie Wooten.
We'll talk about the strategy in just a moment. 10-point lead, the 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game, final minute coming up. Well, the game is still within reach for the Sioux Falls Storm. If you know anything about the Indoor Football League game, a lot can happen. A lot can take place inside the final minute, especially with all that's on the line and at stake in a championship game. Welcome back in, everybody, to the Dollar Loan Center National Championship game of the IFL. I have seen a team put 3 touchdowns on the board like it was nothing, Sean King. I've seen that happen in a final minute of a half. So Sioux Falls got to do something right here. They would love to get a stop. We'll see what does happen. As Dalton Steed takes a knee, and he's going to force the hand of Curtis Riggs with the timeouts. And immediately Sioux Falls will have to take a timeout. Don't go anywhere. The Dollar Loan Center IFL Championship game. Hey, we're back in, and another knee taken. Another knee taken by Dalton Sneed. And a timeout taken there. You see that, you hear that.
And remember when Sioux Falls had to take the timeout? They couldn't punch it in. Give the guys a breather. Remember, this is where it bites you, because now they're out of timeouts because they had to utilize that one. So once this ball is snapped, Bay Area is going to be able to run this thing almost down to under 20 seconds.
It really depends on how quickly they spot the football, right? So Dixie Wooten, the offensive guru for this Bay Area team, he takes a timeout. We've got 57 seconds remaining, a 25-second play clock. So, Sean, you snap it. That's 25 seconds of the 57 remaining that you have to deal with. You snap it again. The max you would leave the other team with the football is 7 seconds, right?
Yeah, and I would imagine on 4th down, they're going to try and score.
Okay.
You know, you snap it here on 3rd, you let it run all the way down, you call another timeout with maybe a second left on the actual play clock. And then on 4th down, you try and score, because the score absolutely ices the game completely. I don't like confusion out of a timeout. That worries me just a little bit. You just call a timeout, guys still asking what they have to do.
We have reached the stage of it takes a miracle now for Sioux Falls. Now the quarterback runs it. Sneed is going to...
They have to do.
We have reached the stage of it takes a miracle now for Sioux Falls. Now the quarterback runs it. Sneed is going to, in running it, will take a little bit extra time off the clock right there.
Takes another 3-4 seconds off.
Right, and so we're going to get down to 4th down, 4th and goal at the 1-yard line for Dalton Sneed and his Bay Area Panthers offense.
We're going to have right at 13 seconds, I think, once they call timeout.
And I think they're gonna run it all the way down and call timeout, is what they'll do. So with 1 second, timeout is taken, leaving 14 seconds in regulation. And now if you get the ball into the end zone, it becomes virtually impossible.
Yeah, and even if you don't score, you know, they got to go to length of the field. You know, it'll be interesting, and I don't know how much confidence Coach Riggs has in his field goal kicker. But since it's a 10-point game, you know, would you try the field goal on first down and then try and recover onside kick?
Because you've got to have 2 scores anyway. One of those could be a field goal, as long as the other guys don't get into the end zone or get possession of the football. Final game in the historic coaching career of Curtis Riggs. He is the all-time winningest coach. And Dalton Snead is going to get denied. He gets stopped just shy. He has just never quit playing, has he?
He hasn't.
What an effort.
What an effort, what a story, what a player, what a year.
So he gets stopped at the 1-yard line, which if you were a fan of Bay Area, that's not such a bad thing. 9 seconds remain and a 10-point deficit to make up by Sioux Falls. Can it be done? Just barely, yes. But it would be the miracle of miracles at this point. How about Dalton Snead right there? What a game the young man has played for Bay Area, leading them. Certainly a candidate to be the MVP of today's game. Todd Tryon, the commissioner, the league will make that announcement after the game. Who is the MVP? And it looked to me like right there, with everything that Dalton Snead has done today, all of the contact he has invited with his style of play, I think he just took the hardest hit he took all game long on the final carry right there.
He can't feel it right now. All he can feel is jubilation. He wants these 9 seconds to go ahead and tick off.
Here's a screen over the middle and reach it out to stop the clock with 3 seconds remaining. It'll be a first down, but
effectively, that ended the game.
It did.
Yep. What a year for Sioux Falls. They fall a little short. What a career for Coach Riggs. What a career for Lorenzo Brown Jr. But hats off to the Bay Area Panthers. Great job by Rob Keefe and Dixie Wooten filling in, getting this team to rally together. Dalton Snead had been a couple places. They didn't think he was good enough. I guess he silenced all of his critics in 2023. Panthers IFL champions. What a year for this organization.
This should be the final play of the game. Deep throw. That one is going to wobble out of the release, and Marquise Bridges is there to take it away. His second interception of the game, the third turnover committed by Sioux Falls. This one is in that it doesn't matter category. And yes, a great career for Lorenzo Brown Jr. Great career for Lorenzo Brown Jr. A guy who will be considered for IFL Hall of Fame status at some point. Curtis Riggs, the Hall of Fame coach on that side. That's their final game. But the glory and the celebration belongs to the Bay Area Panthers. They win their 5th game in a row to finish out the season, and they get the championship win today over Sioux Falls. Congratulations to the Panthers.
Congratulations. Great game. Justin Rankin, tremendous season. Dalton Snead, tremendous season. You know, no one ever remembers if you don't actually win it all. No one would remember the turnaround they made from 22 to 23 if they didn't get it done today. So happy for Rob Keefe. So happy for Dixie Wooten. Whatever's next for both of those coaches, I know it's going to be tremendous because they did a tremendous job this season with this team.
Yeah, and for coaches like that, for Coach Rob Keefe and for Dixie Wooten to take over as coordinators, have to take over the team. Nobody was officially then named head coach. You had 2 co-coaches leading the way, and for them to do the job they did, to keep it together, to keep going, what a job by those 2 great coaches. And Sandy Charles is with one of them down on the field.
Joined by Coach Wooten and Dalton Sneed, the quarterback. Coach, let's start with you. This team last year, 1 win, now champions. What did it take to get here?
Just everything we had in us, man. You know, we just came out the first day of camp. We had a tough camp, and we knew we had to change it around. These guys get everything we asked them to, and now we're here. We're champions.
Dalton, he is saying hi. So sorry, Dalton. Sorry, Dalton. What can you say about the chemistry tonight with your team?
Just resilient. You know, it really demonstrates all the hard work we put in practice. Our guys want to be great each and every day. We come to work every day, and that's what you see us display.
Coach, what did you see from Dalton and the rest of the team?
Just hard work and understand that we was not losing this game. Like, when nobody knew that Dalton was like 30% today. His shoulders almost hanging off the bone, but he came out, he worked all week, and now he took us to the championship. So if Dalton, I love him. I love him. I love him.
Dalton, last one for you. Your family's here in attendance. What does this championship mean, especially to win it in front of them?
I wouldn't be here without my parents. You can see how emotional they are. I'm going to probably be pretty emotional here in a second, but, man, just want to thank God. I wouldn't be here without them, and I'm just so blessed to be in this position with my teammates and my family behind me.
Thank you so much. And last one for you. On the defense today, kept you guys in this game. What can you say about your defense?
Our defense been great all year round. You know, Coach Raw pushed them guys hard every week. So it's no surprise to me that they stood up and got that pick to win the game.
Okay, go enjoy, celebrate. Floyd, we'll send it up to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sandy. And that guy right there, Dalton Sneed, he's a national champion. Just a couple of years into the league. Remember, last year Dalton played for that Sioux Falls Storm team. The first ever start that he gave to Sioux Falls was against Bay Area. And now he switches sides, switches teams, defeats his old teammates, his old coach Curtis Riggs, and he does it in stunning fashion today. Let's take a look at some of the things that Dalton did for this Bay Area Panthers team today. He's certainly a guy that you'll look at when you consider who might be today's most valuable player. You see his first touchdown run of the game right there as he broke a tackle to eventually make his way into the end zone. And he played with heart, he played with grit, and you see more evidence there as he lowers the helmet to get into the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely, Floyd. I mean, success doesn't happen by mistake. Such a powerful interview by Sandy right there. And, you know, Dalton's words, you know, are very powerful and they're very educational. You know, a lot of parents are watching this broadcast. Parents love your kids. I mean, you can tell that he knows he would not be here without the support and love of his family. And when he was faced with adversity, because he had that support system, he was able to overcome it. You know, I just want to continue to repeat this because sometimes we fail. Dalton was with the Vegas team here locally. He was with Sioux Falls, his opponent tonight. Both of them thought there were better options at quarterback than this young man. He never gave up, never got frustrated, never thought that he wasn't enough. He just kept working, and look at him today. So happy for this young man, so happy for his family. Congratulations on winning the 2023 IFL title.
Definitely one of the heroes. Justin Rankin was also a hero today, right, Sandy?
Yes, he was. Thank you. Yes, he was. Thank you, Floyd. Justin, we see you dancing with this team. How much fun was today's game?
It was amazing. I mean, this was my first time being here, so there's no feeling that can describe this. I mean, you got to just be in it, you know, to feel what I'm feeling. It's amazing. I love my team. I love everybody here. I love the coaches. It's amazing.
Let's touch on that a little bit more. You love them. How special is this team?
It's great. I mean, we've been through a lot of adversity, a lot of pressure. I mean, a lot of fire that made us what we are today. A lot of people don't see what happened in the background to bring us here today. I mean, we've been through a lot where a lot of other guys would have folded. So I'm proud of my guys. I'm proud of the team. I'm proud of the coaches. I mean, it's amazing.
You cannot be successful without a good offensive line. What can you say about your O-line?
Man, they work the hardest out of any group on the team. I mean, they don't take no reps off during practice. They go in scout team, first team, second team. Like, you ask them to do it, they're doing it, and they don't complain about it. So, I mean, that right there, that's all I need to say. They work the hardest out of everybody on the team.
What are the chances you're all going bowling to celebrate?
Oh, we definitely going bowling. Come on, baby. Hey.
He's a big bowler. We will send it back up to you.
You know what? I bet he bowls as well as he runs with the football. That's for sure. Let's see what he did today. Justin Rankin, this great running back. Are we carrying audio here? Let me check. Let's see,
but there can only be one winner.
Yeah.
And this winner won one game last year. And Roy Troy went out and rebuilt. He brought some new coaches in. He brought some new players in. And it was a whole new story. And so on behalf of the entire IFL, I want to present to you guys the 2023 Dollar Loan Center IFL National Champions, your Bay Area Panthers.
So that is the commissioner of the league. That's Todd Tryon, and the presentation of that championship trophy. There are the co-head coaches, Dixie Wooden and Rob Keefe. What a game, what a day, and a whole lot of fun for us, that's for sure. There's your confetti, there's your celebration. The Bay Area Panthers are the 2023 Dollar Loan Center Indoor Football League National Champions. I want to thank our great team. I want to thank you, Sean King. It's been a lot of fun, and that right there, that's what we came for. That great game. Congratulations, Bay Area.
Thank you, man. You did a great job today, Floyd, of giving the viewer an outstanding commentary. Pleasure working with you.
Continue the programming, everybody, on the CBS Sports Network. We got a lot going on for you this afternoon. For Sean King, Sandy Charles, and our entire crew, I am Floyd Simmons. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. God bless you. Good afternoon.